are your world champions. We are live, man! What a night! AEW Dynamite, as usual, delivers another great show. Where the 2 hours went, I have no idea, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Jon Moxley removed from the World Title Eliminator Tournament. Replaced by Miro. Miro will now wrestle Bryan Danielson at Full Gear. And man, what a card Full Gear is turning out to be. We're also going to talk Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley is going for alcohol rehab. He will be missed, but he will be back better than ever. And I got some NXT news, yes, NXT news, that might be interesting to everybody in AEW. Jesse and I are back on your Wednesday nights. I don't know why you need anybody else, man. This is the podcast of your world champion, Atlanta Braves. This is Off the Script.
Than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night. Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post-show for November 3rd, 2021. I am your host, JD from New York, joined by my very good friend, as always, Jesse. What is going on, man? How are you doing, and what did you think of tonight's show, man? Full Gear, I tell you, bro. Full Gear may end up being top to bottom better than All Out.
Yes, shaping up to be a pretty nice show, man. How are you? How are things going in on the East Coast, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Celebrated a World Series victory last night. Had a couple of more than a couple of cold ones. It's 43 degrees. It's getting cold itself. Weather-wise, that's why I'm wearing the hoodie tonight.
It's a good feeling, right?
No, it's not.
No, the win, man. I know the way you feel, man. I haven't felt that way since 2005.
Well, listen, man. When the Cubs win the World Series, I'll be right there for you, buddy.
The Cubs did win, and I didn't care.
I know you're a White Sox fan. I know.
2005 was the year, man.
Listen.
It's a damn good year.
Yes, it was. Yeah, listen, man. If you asked me at the beginning of the year if the Braves are going to win the World Series, I would have laughed in your face.
That's normally how it goes, and those are the best seasons, man. It was the same for the White Sox. You know, it was a motley crew of a pitching staff at the very least, man. It was a damn good season.
Yeah, it was. Injuries and everything. They ended up winning it. Great moments last night. I watched the replay on Instagram about 1,000 times. Awesome, awesome stuff there. But we're not here to talk about the Braves and baseball. We're here to talk about Dynamite tonight. Jesse, it was a great show from top to bottom. This was a great flowing show. Andrade versus Cody Rhodes was the biggest match tonight. Not the biggest story, but we'll get into Cody and Andrade and what that means for Full Gear in just a little bit. But I want to start at the top, man. Miro. Miro is now in the finals after being ranked number 3 in the AEW, main event scene in the rankings. He was ranked number 3, took Moxley's place tonight against Orange Cassidy. Pretty much took care of Orange Cassidy. He goes on to Full Gear now to wrestle Bryan Danielson, which in itself should be a fantastic match. We're getting that match a lot sooner than anybody anticipated, but we, as a community, did not anticipate Jon Moxley to be pulled the way that he was. And for the reasons that he was pulled because he is admitting himself into rehab for alcoholism. And this is a very sensitive topic to a lot of different people. And I want to go over this because clearly it's the biggest thing that's really shook the foundation of tonight's show. And Moxley and Bryan are going to have to wait, and for very good reason. Renee, his wife, went on social media on Twitter to thank everybody. The entire community came out in showing support for Jon Moxley, showing support for her husband after it was announced. Right after the game, legitimately, I seen Tony Khan's tweet last night that Moxley was entering an inpatient treatment program for issues with alcohol. Renee's full statement reads as follows, and I quote, "Thanks for this outpouring of support. Jon is every bit of the badass we all know him to be. I couldn't be more proud of him for getting proper help and being given the space to put his health first. Couldn't possibly love this man more," end quote. He was pulled. Miro was in. Miro's in now against Bryan at Full Gear. Jesse, this is a very sensitive topic amongst people. And I see a lot of people, kind of using this as their own fuel to get clicks or likes or whatever the case may be on social media. These fan weather fans that leech onto a topic like this and try and get that outpour of sympathy towards whatever they're doing. It sickens me to no end. I know I've told you about some of the problems that I have in my personal life. Not me per se, but I have 2 members in my family that are struggling mightily with alcoholism, and it greatly affects me every single day. Just because of the actions that are being emitted by these 2 individuals. It affects my brother because he lives around it. And it affects my brother who's right now living in Atlanta. And he is teaching at Emory College. And we hear about all these stories every single day. We talk amongst ourselves every single day. And these 2 people in particular, Jesse, in my life, refuse to get help. They continue to do whatever they want to do. It's affecting not only us, but it's affecting the rest of the family. They move far away, and nobody is really able to help them. Even the family pet is being affected by this. Neglected food, neglected love, being tortured because of the yelling and the screaming and the threats being made to a innocent animal. Alcoholism fucking sucks, man. My brother put it right that, they don't call the fine alcoholic beverages that we use tongue-in-cheek here on the podcast, they don't call them spirits for no reason, man. They emit bad. When you drink alcohol, those bad spirits come out. It's almost as if you're demonically possessed. And as far as the help that I wish I could give these people, we've tried and nothing has happened. They refused to listen to us. They said that they were going to listen to us, and they went right back to triple down on what they were doing. And it's sad to see the deterioration of 2 people like this, or anybody in anybody's life that's dealing with alcoholism. And when I read this story about Jon Moxley, the one thing that I admire most, man, is the fact that he knows he's a family man, he's a father, he's a husband, and he knows he has a problem. You know, on the outside, we all look at Jon Moxley having the fucking time of his life, leaving WWE, being the face of AEW, winning the World Championship by beating Chris Jericho, love and admiration from fans all across the world, a revitalization of his career. We all look at what he was doing on the surface, and we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But as we now know, he was struggling behind the scenes and struggling greatly, because this is not something to really make light of. But the one thing that I love about this, Jesse, is that he admitted to himself that he has a problem, and he admitted to Tony Khan. And Tony Khan, again, just like everything that happened with Brody Lee, a fucking family environment surrounding Jon Moxley, ready and willing to be there whenever he's ready to come back, support him in his troubles right now while he's in this program to deal with what he's got to deal with. He admitted himself, Jesse, and he's in there, and that says a lot about that man's fucking character, bro, because I wish I could do that for the two people that are struggling in my life right now.
Man, enough can't be said about what is going on with him and what he's going through, and the way he's going about it. You know, it's such a beautiful thing, and I haven't seen any negative comments about it or people trying to exploit it. I haven't seen it myself, and I'm glad, because I would probably rage out. But you know, if you think of the flip side on what we normally see from our favorite wrestlers these days, this is, you know, as much as it possibly can be, great news. I mean, and again, if there was ever a silver lining in anything, obviously the bad parts about it are what they are, but it's better than, you know, our, you know, Eddie Guerrero stories and, you know, things of all kind. I mean, dozens upon dozens of stories of our favorite wrestlers not taking care of themselves, going out prematurely. You know, now we got a story of one of our favorite wrestlers pausing everything and going to get help, despite him being a public figure and the negative impact it possibly could have on his public image and his career. He's just tossing all that shit to the side, and he's taking care of Jonathan Good first. And if you're a fan, then I'm sure I'm going to speak for you when I say that's all we want. That's all we want. We want them to take care of themselves. And as far as a wrestling company, we want the company to allow the talent to take care of themselves and help them take care of themselves, rather than punish them, drop them on the card. You know, I mean, just all of the stories we've heard from other corporations around the world. I mean, it's not just, I mean, a lot of companies are not as AEW has been. Some are, but some are not. And, you know, I'll go out there and be the first to say it. I know WWE has been well ahead of taking care of talent and former talent who ask for help for substance abuse. And I think that's such a beautiful thing for all involved.
Yeah, WWE is very good with that. No matter who it is, past or present, they have their WWE Rehab program, and they do a very good job, an excellent job at that, of taking care of everybody. If anybody's going through this type of situation, like CM Punk said, and we'll go over what CM Punk said tonight when we get to that portion of the show, don't be afraid to ask for help. I know the two people in my life, they have all but given up about asking anybody for help. We've sat them down and we've tried to get them help, and nothing works. CM Punk said that if you feel like it's going to come off as you being weak, he even said, I didn't really want help because I thought it would make me look weak. You know, I consider myself a badass. I thought it would make me less of a badass. That's not the case at all. I think it speaks a lot about somebody's inner person and what he values most in this life if he does go and seek help and really ask for help. If you're going through this, please ask for help. And if you're going through this and someone is trying to help you, please fucking listen to them, because at the end of the day, and, you know, I don't really want to say this, but at the end of the day, the only result of my family members, when all is said and done with this thing, is that they're both going to be dead. And I don't want that to happen. And I don't want that to happen with anybody else that has somebody going through this, or if you're personally going through it. I've had people, I commented on that Tony Khan tweet, exactly what I spoke about today with you guys. And there was a lot of outpouring of just like confessions. I know Rage in the chat is going through cleaning up, you know, her her problem as well. I'm very proud of her for doing that. And she, has admitted that she's had a problem with that as well. And she's looking to right that ship as well. So I'm very proud of her for admitting to, strangers on the channel, in the chat, in the Discord, that she's had a problem with that, with alcoholism. And it's not a bad thing at all. It shows the type of person that you are. But at the end of the day, I feel like both of these people are going to be gone before all is said and done. And, it may be selfish of me, but I kind of feel like that may be the best decision of all if they just refuse everybody's help. And me and my brothers have talked about that. I don't know if you've had any family problems, Jesse, with alcoholism. Have you seen firsthand what alcoholism does to people?
I have. Unfortunately, man, I mean, I feel like, I feel like everyone in this chat and everyone listening to us right now either has or knows someone very closely that has. And it's always a good story to hear someone at least making the effort cleaned up, because we've, again, I think we've all experienced a very close loved one deal with it in one form or another. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. There's no easy answer, because again, you have to want the help. Wanting to help is always the first step. Now, once you decide that you want it and you need it, reaching out and getting it is the second step. And after that, it can only get better. But if you don't want to help yourself, man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, God bless you.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can't fix it on your own.
Marty in the chat, 1 year sober. He says 1 year fully sober. Keep on going, brother. That's an amazing thing, man. Honestly,
that is awesome.
Everybody, again, I can't stress, if you guys, feel weak or anything, don't. It's not going to make you less of a person. Go ask for help, and if somebody is willing to help you and wants to help you, please accept their help. Not a good situation, and we here, especially on the podcast, as well as the rest of the wrestling community, are praying for Jon Moxley. I know he'll be fine. I know he'll be back better than ever, stronger than ever, and he'll be entertaining us like we usually get from Jon Moxley. And thoughts and prayers go out to him, his family, Renee, and everybody involved in this. He will be back, and we will miss him in this brief little absence of Jon Moxley. But I want to move on to what we are all here to talk about, and that is professional wrestling. Jesse, tonight, Miro was the one to take Jon Moxley's spot. And we got Miro versus Bryan Danielson a little sooner than I anticipated at Full Gear, but this was obviously the right match for pay-per-view, and it's the right match to be a final of the tournament for this world title eliminator. Very unpredictable match. It could go either way. Miro has been booked absolutely brilliant. Bryan has looked absolutely unstoppable, so it's going to be a clash of the titans here at Full Gear. But the one thing, Jesse, that I looked at while assessing this Jon Moxley being removed, and in comes Miro to fill his spot. This is not really a spot that you could put anybody in. And it made me think of the old Attitude Era vibe, where if one guy went down, WWE had 4, 5, 6 other top guys that they could fill in. If Triple H went down, somebody was there. If The Rock went down, Austin was there. If Austin went down, The Rock was there. If Kane went down, The Undertaker was there, and vice versa. This is an amazing thing for AEW, and Tony Khan should be absolutely blessed at the roster that he has been able to assemble right now. Someone like Jon Moxley is not easy to replace, and he replaced him with somebody, whether it's last minute or not. I don't know if Sap is going to come up with the story and fill us in on Miro and where that was hours before the show. We don't know if this was a last-minute decision or if this was planned as of last night. We don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is Moxley going down. Look at how many other top players Tony Khan has to really fill in there and have it not really be that detrimental to his creative. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about when we were all talking about, Tony Khan having too bloated of a roster, and I was talking about giving off seasons to the staff in rotation. This is a fantastic example of how this can benefit, because while Miro has been off TV for a while, taking a little break, it appears he was, healing some nagging injuries. in the pinch of an emergency, an emergency injury, Moxley situation, you could pick up a phone and you can have a superstar replacement as opposed to just some throw-in fill-in. So, I mean, this works. I mean, so for all those saying, well, he's got too many stars, there's only so much time on TV. This gives the roster a chance to rest comfortably. And not only that, the fans don't suffer creatively. We can lose Moxley right now where we are. We can lose Kenny right now. We can lose a couple more top stars right now. And we still have so many guys that can not only fill in a mid-card role, but fill in at the top of the card, even in the title picture. I'm expecting Kenny to go away soon because we got Danielson and we got Adam Cole, and we got Miro now coming back. I mean, we can fill the top of the roster at the same time while giving guys like Kenny Omega, Moxley, Hangman just took a hiatus. He's back now. It keeps the roster fresh, and I love this about the bloated roster.
Yeah, it's such an amazing thing to know that if Kenny Omega goes down for any reason, whether he loses to Paige in 2 weeks and he loses the title and goes away, or if he gets injured or has to vacate the title for whatever reason, or anybody really, the simple fact that we can sit here and say Kenny Omega is going to be out for 6 to 9 months and it's not really going to be that detrimental to the AEW Dynamite show, that's an amazing fucking thing. I mean, with all the guys that you named, Punk and Bryan and Miro and Paige and Cole and Jungle Boy, MJ, it's like, it's unbelievable what they have lined up for themselves if somebody like Kenny Omega goes down.
Yeah. Like, I saw somebody in the chat mention, if Roman Reigns goes down hurt, they can close the company. It's all over.
I mean, not even the fucking company. If Roman Reigns goes down, look at what SmackDown did this past week on FS1. They didn't try with the show, number one. It was a terrible fucking show. But the one thing that I mentioned on the podcast on Friday night, look at how different that show looked without Roman Reigns even being on the show. He's not even hurt. He wasn't even on the show. The show felt like Raw. And if Roman goes down with injury, you might as well not even close up WWE. We just fucking take SmackDown off the air.
It's just done. It's over, dude. It was nothing worth watching.
No.
So, yeah. Man, that's a great problem that TK has right there. And again, if Roman got hurt right now, they would have to wheel his ass out there to cut promos in the wheel. I mean, because he can't miss TV. He can't.
No. That man should be on TV. As long as you got him right now, he should be on TV every week. Even if he's not scheduled to be in a match or anything or doesn't have anything lined up, he needs to be on TV. Put him on there because the show is much better with him on TV than it is without him.
Yep.
Shout out to Issa, Demon Diva, in the chat. She actually sent me the news article from Sean Ross Sapp about Miro serving as Moxley's replacement. I'm going to read that to you guys right now. So thank you, Issa, and shout out to Issa. Please, if you guys are in the chat, go subscribe to her. She does reaction videos, and she works with Wrestling Inc. and the fine people over at Wrestling Inc. Does the podcast every night over there. So once again, shout out to her. Miro served as a replacement for Jon Moxley on AEW Dynamite, and the company cut it close with getting him to the venue on Wednesday. Fightful was told that the final decision was determined on Tuesday afternoon, and Miro was not actually scheduled to be at the show on Wednesday, but he arrived shortly before Dynamite went on the air. AEW flew Miro in Wednesday afternoon, and he competed in his match with Orange Cassidy. They were told that creative has changed often for Miro as of late, but haven't been told what those plans are. Jesse, do you think he beats Bryan at Full Gear? Does Miro... listen, if it happens, I'm not going to complain at all because Miro's the type of guy you want winning matches and beating Bryan legitimately. But do you see Bryan losing on the pay-per-view?
That could go either way. It really could go either way. And you won't hear a complaint from me because beating someone at the level of a Miro would be great for Bryan's ascent in this new company. But at the same time, same thing for Miro. Beating Bryan, for Miro could help solidify the run he did with the TNT title and go on to an even bigger run this time. So I don't see any real losers from this one. It's the first time in a while where it's an important match, but I don't see a real loser in it as long as the match is great. And we all know the match is fantastic. So that's not even an issue at all. But I even texted you earlier. I didn't know the story that you just read. And I literally said, it looks like that they called Miro 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you pinpointed his wrapping on his leg. I don't know if he's hurt or not, but he clearly looked like he was, like you mentioned, on a hiatus.
Yeah. And it was great timing. He had an awesome run. You know, he put Sammy over and taking a little break, and this happened, and he again packed his shit, got in the plane, and went to work. I mean, perfect timing for him. I mean, he was gone for a little bit, but he can come on back and resume his push right about now. But facing Bryan, I don't see what can go wrong here. I mean, they can go ahead and have Bryan win, and they can continue a feud with Miro and Bryan. You know, they can have Miro win, and that win over Bryan will really catapult his run right now. And there's no shame in Bryan losing to Miro. And Bryan right now, as far as wins and losses go, he's bulletproof.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta seriously try really hard to bury him with losses for him to look bad in defeat right about now, because the guy just out there, he just wants to wrestle, and as long as he puts on a great match, taking the L means nothing.
You know, before I get into my thoughts on this Miro thing, and then we'll move on, I want to quickly mention, you know, I know a lot of people are, especially on social media, claiming that Bryan Danielson is really making a case for Wrestler of the Year with his work in AEW. And you guys know how much of a WWE villain I am, right? I always speak so negatively about WWE. Everything that I say about WWE is justified because the show and the creative product is just not good. And I think a lot of people know that. It's just a small vocal minority that don't like the truth thrown at them the way I present it. Tough shit. But I will say this, Bryan may end up being Wrestler of the Year for somebody in AEW if you're an AEW fan, but I do not want you to discredit his work on where he came from. You know, he did wrestle the first half of this year for World Wrestling Entertainment. He had the best match at WrestleMania with Edge and Roman Reigns. He had 2 other singles matches with Roman Reigns that were absolutely fucking fantastic. He had, who else did he wrestle, Jesse? I know he wrestled somebody else throughout that first 4 or 5 months in WWE, but those were the really standout matches for Bryan Danielson in WWE. You could just base his fucking work just off what he did with Roman Reigns. Like, don't discredit him from where he came from, because he was legitimately in the WrestleMania main event and then jumped ship to AEW.
Yeah, if anything, I give him more credit, because to put on a great match with all of the handcuffs you have over there and still be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, man. Because we know that he doesn't get the opportunity to go out there and do everything he wants in the ring in WWE. I mean, we can see that in AEW, where he is allowed to do everything.
Yeah, so he wrestled Jey Uso. He wrestled Jey Uso to a great match
under all those restrictions.
Yeah. I'm reading the chat. Jey Uso, Cesaro, he wrestled. I mean,
yeah, great stuff, man. So he could be a runaway for Wrestler of the Year.
He really could, but I don't want anybody to discredit where he came from. So he's just picking up and presenting a different Bryan Danielson to us. Like Jesse said, something that he really couldn't do because he was handcuffed over there. Now I do think Miro wins this match, and I say this because I'm looking about how AEW handles their world title situation. If they end up going with Adam Page, and Paige wins the world title, I think a Paige versus Miro, babyface versus heel match is probably in the cards. What they do with that, I don't know. We don't really know when this world title match, the winner of this Eliminator tournament, when this world title match is going to be. It may be on a special episode of Dynamite sometime later in the year. It may happen at Revolution. We have no fucking idea. But I'm thinking Miro versus Paige. And the one thing I was thinking about, Jesse, let me get your thoughts on this. AEW is going to Long Island. And we all know who emanates from Long Island.
There we go.
Does Adam Page win the world title at Full Gear to drop it so soon to MJF in Long Island, or do we wait?
No. I mean, if anything, I wouldn't even have MJF win the title at home, because you want the guy. You want maximum booze. You want to create the biggest opportunity for him to get the most amount of heat. And having him win the world title at home is going to get him cheered out of the building. Yeah, I mean, really would. You can go visit Long Island as champion. That's fine. But the first perception of everyone in the world with MJF winning the title, we want to see the crowd just go back shit with booze, man. We don't want to see him get cheered. And plus, it's just too damn soon. It's just too damn soon. But giving MJF that title anytime this year alone is blowing your load. I mean, and I think most of next year. I mean, those 4 pillars you get on that shirt, man. Keep them sacred. Don't blow your load too early for them. Jungle Boy, MJF, Darby, Sammy. Take your time. They have plenty of years ahead of them in championship feuds for the world title. Let's not start it off already.
Yeah. There's a lot that they could do. That was just something I was thinking about. Not really. I agree with you. It's not something I do. I think Paige deserves a lengthy run as champion. If anything, MJF and Paige, maybe Revolution, maybe Double or Nothing. The crowning of a new champion at Double or Nothing sounds good to me in Vegas. So we'll see what happens there. But Miro and Bryan is the match scheduled for Full Gear. He replaced Moxley tonight, so we will go over all of that in the week to come. Next week, we'll get the pay-per-view, and it should be awesome. This card from top to bottom is looking, like I said, better than what we got it all out. And Tony Khan has done a fantastic job for the build of this show. I want to thank you guys for joining us here on Off the Script. We got almost 2,000 people in the live stream chat. Thank you guys very much for making us number one in the IWC on your Wednesday nights. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. There's almost 2,000 in the chat. There should at least be half of that in thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 live tonight before we go off the air. So if you guys have not hit that thumbs up, please do so. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. The bar is packed. The drinks are flowing. And make sure you guys get them in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. And you guys can ask anything you want about tonight's show, about NXT last night, about anything wrestling related. We will take your super chats at the end of the review. Please hit that join button as well. Continue to become a VIP in the venue. You guys get those custom emojis and you get those custom badges to really show off your VIP status here on the podcast. So hit that join button down below. If you guys want your t-shirts, Bonfire is the place. You guys know where to find Bonfire. Patreon is also a great way to support the show. Exclusive merchandise coming over from the Patreon page when you sign up. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Monday Night Raw live stream was on Monday. There was no NXT post show last night because I was watching the Braves, but I did give you guys an extra talking about Vince McMahon firing Bray Wyatt because of Vince apparently disliking Bray Wyatt because he spoke up about creative. I didn't need a paid site to tell me that information. I gave you guys that dirt before everybody else did as soon as Bray was fired. It's not all that difficult to figure out, but if you guys want that extra, it's on the channel right now. And today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Audible, audibletrial.com/scripts. You guys are going to sign up free. You guys are going to get 30 days free, in fact, and one free audio book of your choice. I'm not sure if Moxley's book is on there yet. I gotta do some research on that. But if you guys want a whole slew of wrestling audio books, Audible's got them, and you could get one for free just by using our link. It's audibletrial.com/scripts.
He said he was going to be recording the audio version himself.
Really?
I don't know if he got it done before he checked in or not.
Really? That's interesting. I got to see if that is the case. And if that is the case, you guys could get it on Audible. I had no idea. There you go.
It may be delayed. We may have to wait, or maybe they already did it. But he said he wanted to do the audio. I'm waiting for the audio myself. I don't have the attention span to sit and read a book, man.
Yeah, me neither. I'm right there with you. And listen, audiobooks are just like podcasts. Very popular. You guys can take them anywhere you go on the road. If you're going to visit family, long drive ahead of you, coming and going to work. It's great. It's a great deal, and you get it for free. I'm
hearing his book is the best since Foley's first book.
Really?
I'm hearing it's that good since Foley's first, and we all know Foley's book is the original and the best wrestling book.
I heard Jericho's first book was really good too.
I did read Jericho. Well, I listened to Jericho's book. It was also really good. Jericho's stories are to me, they're starting to run together a little because he has so many different stories to tell and so many multiple books. But I remember reading and listening to his first one at work for about a week or so, and it was really good. But nothing was better than Foley's first book, though.
Yeah, I never read Foley's book.
That's a must. It is a must. It's a must.
All right, well, go get yourself a nice audiobook on the podcast, audibletrial.com/script. Jesse, we opened up with Omega and Allin Angels of the Dark Order. This is actually a rematch from way back in the beginning of the pandemic era when these guys actually wrestled at the Nightmare Factory. I believe it almost went a time. Correct me if I'm wrong. It may have gone a time limit. I'm not really sure what happened there, but Allin Angels really stepped up and put himself on the map with that Kenny Omega match. We're getting a rematch here all these months later, and this opened Dynamite tonight. So Allin Angels and Kenny Omega, I thought these guys worked well together, Jesse. For some weird reason, Allin Angels isn't really considered a focal point of the Dark Order, but I mean, he kept up with Omega just like he did in that first match, and they work really good together.
They really do, and someone noticed it, so they put them back in the ring together. So, the Dark Order, man, is really just a little makeshift group of indie darlings that just come together and get TV exposure. But let's not forget how they got over on the indies, man. These guys can all go in the ring, all of them. They're not gonna give you 5-star classics, but nobody's gonna be out there trying to figure out what a headlock is. It's all sick, and these guys have been working together for years, most of their cards. So the fact that we get good chemistry between these guys does not shock me at all. And the fact that Kenny Omega can wrestle anybody, makes it even less shocking.
Yeah, well, that's 100% true as well. A maskless Allin Angels, Jesse, I'm glad they actually took the mask off of him for this match. I think it actually takes away from somebody like this if you're in the ring with Kenny Omega. Clearly, that was the right decision.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, it's, I like that Kenny is a quote unquote fighting champion, but I'll be honest, I kind of wish he would fight less. I want to see him more of a wrestle less. I mean, I kind of want to make his matches a little bit more important, if that makes any sense at all. But I do want to see him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where Don Callis is. It's fine with Nakazawa out there, and Kenny Omega can handle things by himself. But Callis added just another layer, another element to the overall just what's the right word I'm looking for? The outlandish character of Kenny Omega. He was confident, cocky. He was a prick. But Don Callis really elevated that type of attitude that Kenny Omega was emanating, and he's been missing. I don't know why he's missing. I don't know if he's dealing with something.
I heard he was out dealing with an issue, actually. It wasn't because of the nothing to do with the split, nothing like that. Callis is supposed to be back soon. He was dealing with, I don't want to say an injury, but I think he'll take care of something medically, if I'm not mistaken. Well, don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna check that. But check that again and see if I can find that out.
Yeah. If anybody knows about Don Callis, let us know, because I didn't really find out anything myself. If I was a betting man, I'd say he'd be back by Full Gear to be in the corner of Omega with Paige and that world title match. Hopefully that's the case. We don't really have any concrete information on where Don Callis is, but he is sorely missed.
Yeah, I heard that the Impact split was not going to affect Don Callis being on AEW TV.
Oh, there you go. That's good news then. Angels, anyway, exploded at the start of the match with a drop kick. He didn't really last long on his offensive attack. Omega fired back with some stiff chops. Allin Angels had Omega scouted, quote unquote, early on. The Katara Crusher got him, and Angels was on the defensive. He avoided a V-trigger and rolled Omega up for a near fall, taking him out with a suicide dive. Omega regained control on the floor. He was hit with a moonsault and a top rope crossbody. Very nicely done by Allin Angels. Angels then tried to follow up with a frog splash, but Omega got the knees up. Pop-up powerbomb. Angels fought out of a one-winged angel. After the pop-up powerbomb spot, rolled Omega up out of the one-winged angel for a 2 count before getting another V-trigger. 2 more V-triggers followed, which pretty much spelled the end for Allin Angels tonight. And Omega did not win with the one-winged angel. He just finished him off with a trio of V-triggers, and that was it. So after the match, Omega mocked, thanking Alan Angels for ruining his career. And Nakazawa threw him a chair, and Omega set up for the one-winged angel. But Adam Page comes out, and he interrupts this entire beatdown or potential beatdown of Alan Angels. He confronted Omega. Omega ducked to avoid a buckshot lariat as Page stood in the ring tall. Omega left. He rolled out underneath the bottom rope. He left the World Championship in the ring. And Page told him, Kenny, hold on to it tight. You got 10 days left. And that's the way the segment went off the air. Jesse, the one thing that I loved about this segment, and Tony Khan has been excellent in these moments and not giving them away. I love the fact that Page attempted the buckshot and Omega rolled out of the way, and we did not see Page hit Omega with that buckshot because that's the big selling point of this match in 10 days, and that's what's going to end the reign of Kenny Omega. So we didn't get it yet, and kudos to Tony Khan for not giving it away, because if this was WWE TV, we most certainly would have been spoiled, and this would have been given away on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I mean, but it's another testament to, the Booker of the Year. What can I say?
So this was it for the segment, and Page, he more than likely will be walking out of Full Gear with the AEW World Championship. So not too much there. We got to sit down next week, I believe, possibly with Jim Ross, with these two guys before their big match. So we got one more final sell for the World Championship match next week on Dynamite.
There's some breaking news out of
really
WWE. It looks kind of major, but not necessarily important per se. I just sent it to you, your phone.
Where's my phone at? What the fuck did I do with it? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Nothing came in yet. Let that filter through. I do have some WWE news that could be interesting to AEW for sure. We will go over that during the Adam Cole portion of the show, because he was actually beat down by Jurassic Express and Christian Cage. I didn't get anything yet, man.
Then they went on to promote the match coming up. I mean, aren't they filming that match tonight?
Which one?
The Rampage match with Jungle Boy and not Jungle Boy, with
John Silver,
Johnny Hungy. Yeah.
No, Rampage is live on Friday.
It's live. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's live on Friday.
Okay, I just sent it to you twice. You should have it by now.
Yeah, I didn't get. Let me. Maybe my Wi-Fi isn't where I'm connected to Wi-Fi in the house. Hold on. Well, why don't you tell people what it is while I wait for it to happen?
Looks like there was. I mean, again, it looks like it was pretty major for behind the scenes, but not necessarily in front of the camera. But there was a shock departure from WWE today. It says there has reportedly been a shock departure as WWE's Senior Vice President of Creative Services, Stan Stansky, has left the company. Stansky has been with WWE for 15 years, according to PWI Insider. His departure was a shock to people in the company as the word made its rounds around today. One person told PW Insider him being let go was the ultimate proof of no one is safe. That's what I mean by, again, it seems pretty major behind the scenes, but not necessarily to us on camera. But it seems like this person was a mainstay in the corporate level and in creative, and now he was let go, and it's kind of have thrown everyone through a loop. Like, oh, if this person's going to get fired, then what's that mean for anyone else,
Well, I mean, if anybody doesn't know what Senior Vice President of Creative Services actually does for a living behind the scenes, responsible for defining and managing the overall creative look of WWE across all platforms, including but not limited to the graphic identity and branding, photography on and off air, affiliate marketing of pay-per-view events, consumer and trade advertising, consumer products, sponsorships, retail promotions, live event and tour promotion, fan events, talent brand development, corporate communication, and WWE movie studios. So
that's huge.
That's the guy that was in charge of all of that, and they let this guy go today.
That's huge.
They let this guy go today, and Jesse said from the report from PW Insider, ultimate proof that no one is safe. and that this is not the same company that it was a year ago. Yeah, they're more visceral now. They realize that they could get away with less by getting more in the post-pandemic era. It's sad.
Yeah.
And
what they're saying is that we get Johnny and we get Bruce and we've got Nick Khan. Why do we need someone in charge of creative? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
One less salary.
Listen, I might as well talk about this other news too, because it definitely could play a factor into AEW at some point, and the fantasy booking, I'm sure, will resume with this name now being a free agent after December. Kyle O'Reilly, according to PW Insider, is set to be a free agent at the end of next month. He can sign with anybody as of January 1st. So that puts O'Reilly and Gargano in the same boat with contracts expiring in December. And if Tony Khan isn't looking at both of these guys, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. O'Reilly is reportedly listed internally as the number 2 babyface on the NXT brand, but has noted last night in a tweet that it's been removed, or he has been removed from the banner on the NXT page on WWE.com. He's been replaced by Braun Breaker. O'Reilly's been paired with Von Wagner in recent weeks, which is the most oddball forced pairing that I've seen in recent months on WWE TV. If O'Reilly leaves the company, then it could set up an undisputed era reunion, possibly, or better yet, a Red Dragon reunion in AEW, as his former teammates Adam Cole and Bobby Fish are already there. Now, Bobby Fish actually said this to PW Insider about a potential partner for himself in AEW. He says this, and I quote, "I don't know. It's hard to say. I look at a guy like Bryan Danielson, and Bryan and I are so similar yet so different in a very similar way. I know as opponents we have some chemistry there that I won't deny that I'm very appreciative of. I don't know. Could it be the same in a tag team situation? I'm sure at some point for pro wrestling, Noah, we may have tagged. I don't quite remember, but I guess off the top of my head, I could kind of go there out of curiosity. But you bring up my tag team experience in the past, and I got to be honest, I don't know. There's a certain dance partner who most people would equate me to, and it would be difficult to think of myself in a tag team scenario long term and not see that dance partner," end quote. So, Jesse, we talked about this when Punk was wrestling Bobby Fish on Dynamite last week. And we don't know what Bobby Fish is doing in AEW. We may know what Bobby Fish is doing in AEW come a couple of months.
Yeah, getting Bobby Fish was like a head scratcher to me.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, I didn't really see a good spot for him to, in the company to help him, get over and advance. But having Bobby Fish makes O'Reilly a must-have for Tony Khan now. Yeah. Now he has to go ahead and protect that investment. It's like it's like having a PlayStation 5, but no HD TV.
Yeah.
He just has one component. He just needs the other. He pick up O'Reilly, and now Fish has a purpose, and now they both have a purpose. If he picked up Kyle by himself, I think he'd be floundering the same way he is over in NXT by himself. But these two guys together with Adam Cole somewhere on the same. Look, we're not going to reform the Undisputed Era. The Elite is already a clique, and they're not going to break that up. But he's there, and they can have fun with it, and they can always do things with it, and they can always have matches. It can always be temporarily reunited and things like that. So it's only a good thing. So Gargano, I'm not even going to touch that. He just needs to get over here right away.
Man, AEW is really becoming the fucking destination for dream matches, man. I'm already thinking if Kyle O'Reilly leaves WWE, which, if I'm a betting man, I'm saying abso-fucking-lutely he's leaving NXT. There's nothing for him there. He does not fit the mold of what they're doing and creating over there. He's absolutely going to join AEW because I believe, and like you said last week as well, Adam Cole certainly had a hand in getting Bobby Fish a job. I don't know why he wouldn't do the same for Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. But can you imagine, bro, if we get Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish reforming their tag team from the old school Ring of Honor days, and Tony Khan brings in the Briscoes?
Oh, my God, man.
Can you imagine the fucking tag team division that these guys are going to have? On top of what they have already, it's the greatest tag team division of all time, maybe.
I'm praying we get the Briscoes in, man. I mean, I'm just a legit fan of the Briscoes. I've been a fan of their work for years. When they came to Chicago for All In, I remember we were at BW3s, and it was time for the pre-show. I'm rushing us out of the damn restaurant so I can go catch the Briscoe matches in the pre-show, man. So we get them, we get O'Reilly and Fish. It's not like the tag division needed more. No, but Jesus, it can't hurt to have more. I mean, just bring them on in. And again, the company is expanding. They still have the internet shows, and they're gonna expand on Rampage and things like that. So this can only be a good thing.
And if you guys don't think Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are much of anything, because I know people are going to be snickering online, little ex-disgruntled WWE guys, Tony Khan's picking up all the trash. You know, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, the tag team matches that they had, even O'Reilly and Strong, when they were a tag team and Fish was out, every single tag team match at a takeover that included those guys were fucking match of the year candidates. I mean, these guys brought fucking Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch to a fucking best tag team match of the fucking year in WWE. Can you imagine what they do with the Lucha Brothers or Young Bucks or an LAX or an FTR? I mean, you got to be a fucking idiot if you're not bringing this guy in.
That match with the Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, my favorite NXT tag team match of all time.
There you go.
All time.
There you go. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. These guys are fucking winners. They're winners. So that's going to be a big deal. And the fantasy booking is already beginning. I've seen it online. We could potentially get Adam Cole rejoining his boys to go up against Omega and the Young Bucks. Can you imagine that?
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, it's just, it's fucking ridiculous, man. It's like dream match heaven over here.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, and this is the last thing I'll mention before we get into the Punk thing. Look at the video game coming out next year. Look at the roster that this video game is going to have next year.
The developers are gotta be having the bizarro problem that 2K is having with WWE. WWE keeps letting talent go. AEW keeps bringing talent in.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So we'll see what Kyle O'Reilly does next. December up. He's probably licking his chops to get rid of Von Wagner.
Oh, man.
I still don't even know what the fuck a Von Wagner is. Jesus Christ. Just put him in the fucking world title division and have him be champ of Vince. Please, I know you want it. Seriously. We'll help him. We'll help him. We'll help him get over. Seriously.
You already did.
I know. Surprised he's not Tony D's follower. I'm waiting for that follow from Von Wagner. What's going on, bro? Anyway, CM Punk. CM Punk made his entrance. Everybody's got CM Punk on the mind. Eric Bischoff loves talking about CM Punk. More CM Punk references from Bischoff. Jim Cornette went in on Adam Cole this week. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. Can't let these fucking great professional wrestlers just professionally wrestle. What's the big deal over here? CM Punk made his entrance. Graphics said he was 5-0 since making his AEW debut. And that is going to be a consistent thing. Punk is going to win matches until he gets that big world championship opportunity. So, crowd is chanting CM Punk. And he said, listen, that's not the name I want to hear. I want to hear you guys chant Moxley. So they chanted for Moxley. Says he's got some history with Moxley. Says he's not super tight with him. And they're not the best of friends. Hint, hint. Which I'll get to in a second. He said he got a phone call explaining what's going on with Moxley. He said he understands what it's like to go and think you have to be so tough and better than everybody else and wrap up injuries and be sick and show up for work when you're sick and help other people and be super generous and eventually get to the point where you have to take yourself off the hamster wheel. He said he went through that and he got off and he was criticized for it. Said he doesn't want anyone to criticize Moxley because I am goddamn proud of him. So we got more Moxley chants breaking out in Kansas City. He said if anybody watching is in a place where you think you need help, reach out or call somebody or text somebody. He said there's nothing harder you can do in the world than ask for help, but there's nothing more courageous. Said he wishes he asked for help, but he didn't because I thought I was being a tough guy. Well, he said that brings him to another guy who isn't here tonight. And he brings up Eddie Kingston and what we saw after the great match with Danielson and Kingston on Rampage, and Kingston interrupting CM Punk's backstage promo with Tony Schiavone. He said Kingston embarrassed himself last week. He said he interrupted him and he doesn't like being interrupted. He said he's fabricated a beef from years ago, and someone in the crowd shouted, "Fight him." So Punk said, "Listen, I would, but guess what? He's not here." He told him that he'll be in St. Louis next week to accept his apology for interrupting him. Punk said he would have been happy to enter the Eliminator tournament, but he's not in the tournament. And he said he won't get Punk versus Cassidy tonight, and thus no Punk versus Danielson match. Fans booed, obviously. Punk said not to boo anyone but Kingston. He said on Friday he'll find out exactly who Eddie thinks he is. And that was the end of the segment. So it looks like Dynamite leading into this week's Rampage Jesse is taped. And then next week in St. Louis, right before Full Gear, it'll be live. So that's when we're going to get the face-to-face with Kingston and CM Punk. But
Rampage?
Rampage, yes. Yeah. This is clearly setting up a match for Full Gear because there's not going to be an AEW pay-per-view without CM Punk on the card. Kingston versus Punk is going to be something that is going to be the beginning stages of what is to come. And I do think that it will spawn, and Punk has made mention of this in many interviews before anything really took off with his return. We all know that he wants to do something with Bryan, whether it's in the ring with Bryan for a world championship, which eventually is going to happen, or be a tag team with Bryan. He's mentioned teaming up and winning the tag team titles. He'd love to wrestle the Young Bucks. He'd love to wrestle the Lucha Brothers. I honestly think, bro, that we're getting this Kingston and Punk match at Full Gear. It's going to be stage one to what is to come. We're eventually going to get Bryan versus Moxley whenever Moxley is back and at full strength again. And I can see, I'm envisioning it right now, man. At Revolution, we get Bryan and Punk versus Kingston and Moxley in a super mega dream tag team match. I do think that's where this is eventually going to lead.
Yeah, it is live this week.
It is live this week. Okay,
yeah.
Good. It should be live every week.
Yeah. When is Revolution? Because I don't know how long.
End of February.
February. Inpatient is usually about 90 days.
Okay.
So we'll see. But it's usually about 90 days. And then those would suggest that he not jump, feet first right back into the normal routines that he did before he went in.
Yep.
But again, that's just usually. We don't know. Everything is different for everyone.
But with that being said, Punk Kingston, that's obviously where they're leading towards Full Gear, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So we move on.
But they're teasing it for this Friday, though. So I don't know.
They're teasing it for this Friday. I don't think they do that match on TV.
They shouldn't.
No.
And you know what? Kingston has lost a lot lately.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying that he's gonna win this one, but how are they gonna build them up before the match? That's what I'm trying to get.
I don't know. I mean, you got 2 weeks. Maybe it's not so much about Eddie Kingston beating Punk or him taking another loss. I honestly think this is all leading towards Eddie Kingston going heel, because that's the way Moxley was really trending before he went to go get help for his problems. But I honestly think Moxley was going to turn heel and Eddie Kingston was going to turn heel. It just made sense to pair them both off and wrestle Bryan and Punk. But I do think that it eventually happened. Yeah.
That would have been such an organic flow.
Yeah.
Of stories, but I don't think we're going to get that right now. Which means nothing. We can always get that.
Yeah.
Down the road.
We got Miro. Miro cut a promo on the show. He said he cursed him, warned him, threatened him, and then waited patiently. He said he suddenly has been put in the Eliminator tournament. He called himself God's Forsaken Champion. He asked God if he was trying to help him or toy with him. When I look up in anger, do you look down in fear? Because in this tournament, it is you who needs to prove yourself to me like I need to prove myself to her. He said the road home will be paved with skulls who dare stand in front of him. He said he will be champion again, and he will be loved, and then you will be forgiven. I mean,
it's so good.
Listen, man, I mean, this guy is just fucking awesome. His presentation is great. His whole demeanor is great. Everything about his package is great. It is unbelievable to me how this is not the Miro that WWE wants to present on TV. It is so ridiculous to me how they bypass someone like this who's really doing the best work of his fucking life right now.
Yeah. Even bigger than Miro Day.
Yeah.
Miro Day. Rusev Day.
Bigger than Miro, or bigger than Rusev Day, yes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So kudos to Miro for really transforming himself into making himself one of the biggest acts in the company. Awesome.
Isn't it amazing how you get used to things? Remember when he came over, we couldn't stop calling him Rusev?
No.
I just called him Miro Day. There you go. I couldn't call him Rusev when I was
Miro.
Things, yeah.
Miro Day.
Yeah.
Goes to show you the fucking work he's doing now is resonating more with everybody than Rusev Day ever did.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Alex Marvez interviewed Adam Cole, baby. Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. Marvez asked what their plans were. Cole said last week was a fluke and that will never happen again. He said they will remind everyone how dangerous they can be. Nick said they aren't afraid of anyone. Christian Cage, the former Impact World Heavyweight Champion, losing that to Josh Alexander, who then lost it to Moose, which was fucking ridiculous, you Impact stans. Ridiculous creative over there. Matt Jackson warned him not to make a move because there's 3 of them and 1 of him. And then Luchasaurus walked in. Matt said, whoa. Well, I'm not looking for a fight. They began walking away, and then a big brawl happened here as they all started to brawl out to the stage. Matt gave Luchasaurus a low blow. Jungle Boy came out of nowhere with what looks to be, Jesse, he's growing some facial hair. I guess Anna Jay wants a real man.
No.
I guess Anna Jay wants a real man, bro. Not to say that Jack Perry's not a real man, but she likes him, I guess, with some facial fuzz. I don't know.
Getting some Anna Jay to put some hair on your body, man.
Oh, there you go. I mean, who's better than fucking Jungle Boy, man? Who needs a world title?
Unbelievable.
Listen. Anyway, we got Jungle Boy leaping off the stage onto the members of the Super Clique with a flip dive. Christian speared Matt on the stage. Christian set up a kill switch. Nick super kicked him. Luchasaurus grabbed the Bucks as Jungle Boy gave Cole a running, flying head scissor. Luchasaurus chokeslammed Nick onto Cole, who was laying stomach first on the ramp. Jungle Boy then put Cole in a snare trap. Christian walked off the stage and then returned with 2 chairs. He put a chair under Cole's head, and then he ended up giving him a concerto. Where have we seen that before?
I know, right?
Adam Cole got a concerto. I like this. It sets up what's happening at Full Gear, whether we get Christian versus Adam Cole or the team of Christian and the Jurassic Express versus the Super Clique at Full Gear. I think we've seen the extent of the feud between these 2 groups, Jesse. If it happens at Full Gear, it absolutely should be the last. I would be absolutely pleased with an Adam Cole versus Christian Cage one-on-one match, but we'll probably end up getting the 6-man tag, correct?
Probably. It seems like they're trying to find a way to get Jungle Boy further into this mix with the Super Elite and everything else. I mean, I'm not sure where they're going with it. I know because they already did Jungle Boy and Cole and everything else, but he's still lurking. He's still hanging around. He's still hanging around that top tier of guys in the company, which is definitely what I want to see. I would love to have seen if they would have did the same kind of booking with Dominic Mysterio, but like they're doing with Jungle Boy and things like that. I mean, look how close Jungle Boy is to hanging around Kenny Omega and that title without being involved with Kenny Omega directly. He's still out there feuding with the Super Clique and the Bucks and everything else. He's in prominent roles. He's in important stuff. That's where you want to keep your future. That's where you want to keep your important guys. So I like what they're doing with them. Where they blow this off at, not sure. I don't think I really care too much because it's still very interesting all around.
Yeah, I feel like that with this six-man tag, it feels like they're directionless right now. I don't know what else could be told with this story. And this is why I had so heavily pushed for Trios Tag Team Championships. Yeah. If they were introduced before the TBS Championship, I honestly think this would be a little bit more important. But right now, it's just 6 great professional wrestlers doing what they do best together, and that is professionally wrestle. You know, whoever wins this feud, which will probably end up being the Super Click, I mean, what does it mean in the end? It's just a good pay-per-view match that, honestly, is just filler. And all these guys are much better than just being filler.
Well, this is the kind of situation you want when you introduce a new title. As opposed to bringing in a title and then trying to form your division around it and make teams for it. Right now, the way that the AEW landscape is, I mean, they're begging for trios titles right now.
Yeah.
They need them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is no lack of trios teams to vie for trios titles right now in AEW. So the sooner they come right now, the better for me.
You mentioned Dominic Mysterio before, man. How have they fucked him up? You know, I mentioned this before. Like, he should absolutely be booked like a Jungle Boy or like a Sammy Guevara on AEW television. And I said this from very early on. I don't know why Dominic did not go to NXT. I mean, they had a shoe-in storyline with him with Legado del Fantasma and what Rey Mysterio meant to that Cruiserweight Championship when Santos Escobar was the Cruiserweight Champion. It was a shoe-in to fucking feature him in a match with Legado, feature him in a match with Santos. But you pointed it out perfectly. I mean, this guy was standing toe-to-toe with Seth Rollins, and now he's jobbing out to fucking Sami Zayn.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory, yeah.
It'd be so easy right now to book him. I would book him in the same kind of matches he had with Seth. I wouldn't have him wrestle very often. But the times that he did wrestle, I would make sure I put him in the ring with someone that they've had time to choreograph a fantastic match with, so that now when Dominic does wrestle, it seems like a big deal. I'm going to make a comparison here, but I don't want it to sound like I'm comparing Dominic to this guy. But if you remember back in the day when Shane McMahon used to wrestle on a more frequent basis, he would only do it at pay-per-views. But the thing about it is every time Shane got into a match, man, it was a big fucking deal. Yep. Why? Because he didn't wrestle very often. And when he did get an opponent, they spent weeks and weeks practicing and going over matches and getting some chemistry. So then when Shane did wrestle, they already knew what they were doing. They already had their spots, already timed out and everything. It looked like it was a big fucking match when Shane got involved. That's what they could be doing with Dominic, since he still has a lot to learn. So when you put him on TV, put him in a match with somebody that you've had time to work out the kinks with and the bugs with and make it seem like a big fucking deal. So then when it's time for him to work full time, it'll look like the guy has it all. Because every time you see him, he kills it. But they protected him in that little sense. Remember when they booked Shane that way? Yeah. They should do that with Dominic.
Someone in the chat said Dominic was never good. Seth carried him during the PC shows. Are you fucking serious? I mean, this guy's got fucking wrestling flowing through his blood. His father's Rey Mysterio. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, yes, you could, because you could put anybody in the ring with Seth Rollins and it could be produced as a good match, right? You got to know what the fuck you're doing if you're in there with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no, Seth is Seth. Seth can bring a great match out of anyone.
Yeah.
But Dominic carried his own goddamn weight. Dominic, helped produce a fantastic SummerSlam match. But that's what I mean. Seth is a professional the same way a lot of these guys are. Put Dominic in the Performance Center backstage with Cesaro for 2-3 weeks working and then put him on TV. I bet you they'll tear the fucking house down.
Yeah. I mean, that's
just protect him.
Yeah, that's a shame that they've already just kind of messed him up. They messed him up from day one. I said it from day one. Like, they had an easy shoe-in storyline to really establish who he is and the legacy of that title and the legacy of the Luchador. Plus, it fit into Legato's storyline because they were looking to change how everybody looked at Luchador wrestling. And they fucked it up. They fucked it up. Speaking of Luchadors, nice segue. Speaking of Luchadors, we got, Jesse, and it was tweeted by the beautiful Sasha Banks today, who is very good friends. Her and Mikaze are very best friends with Mr. Kalisto and his wife. Kalisto, former Kalisto in WWE, now going by the name of Samuray Del Sol, made his AEW debut tonight. And before anybody gets on my case for being excited, no, he's not going to be a needle mover. No, he's not going to be a difference maker. But I always enjoy seeing somebody leave a place where they're unhappy to come and try and find happiness. And if this leads to him getting more work with AEW, God bless him, because he's very good at what he does. And he got an opportunity tonight. He teamed with Aerostar, I believe his name is, against FTR, who are the AAA Tag Team Champions. They came out to some sort of bizarre remix of the Midnight Express theme music. I enjoyed their old theme music a lot better. I don't know what this was, but it is what it is. So they had a match tonight. Aerostar faked a dive inside, instead dove on hardwood outside to the floor. Reverse diving headbutt allowed Aerostar to reach Samuray Del Sol for the tag. He made the hot tag. Some kicks, and he and Aerostar used teamwork to dive onto FTR. Went for a cover eventually after the offense got a 2 count. Both landed Hurricanrana cradles for near falls. Darby Allin was in the crowd. Obviously, we'll talk about Darby in a second. They showed him sitting in some section of the arena. And then Samurai hit sliced bread, and Aerostar hit another dive. They went for a cover, got a 2 count on the champs. Hardwood countered a Samurai dive and hit a brain buster on the floor. Aerostar and Cash exchanged cradles with the champions grabbing the ropes. Cash grabbed the ropes for the leverage pin, cheating to win, and they beat the team of Samuray Del Sol and Aerostar. Jesse, what'd you think of Kalisto's AEW debut? I thought he handled himself pretty well here.
Yeah, it looked like he was out there auditioning for a job.
Yeah.
It looked like, I mean, he was out there doing his best. Like, he was getting every spot his best effort, which I could appreciate that.
And he even did the lucha. The lucha.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what made me think, is that Kalisto?
Yeah.
I thought he was out there with Grand Metalik for a second.
Well, I mean, listen, you told me that you were kind of confused because you didn't even realize that he was released from WWE.
I didn't even know he was gone. I just thought he was back in catering again for another stint.
I don't know if he was part of the budget cuts or if he was somebody that asked for his release and they granted it to him. But I do know that Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado are not on TV anymore because they actually physically asked for their release. So I don't know if that's going to be granted or not. But I mean, who's to say they don't show up and they reform a faction in AEW and go after the trios titles when that time is right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be jumping out of my seat for the Lucha House Party in AEW, man. But opportunity is there for everybody to grab, and hey, if they can grab it and maybe they can get over, hey, so be it, you know?
You know who I liked in NXT? Remember the Lucha Dragons? Sin Cara and it was Kalisto, right?
Was it Kalisto or was it? Yeah.
That was a good tag team.
It was, and they had a little moment where it looked like they were about to get over, and then they got put back in catering.
As usual. Vince doesn't like the Luchador style. Vince doesn't like Taco Tuesday.
No.
Freedom
Fridays.
Yeah, Freedom Fridays for Vince McMahon. Sorry. Yeah. I love Taco Tuesday, by the way. I love Mexican food. It's Italian and Mexican, number 1 and 2, right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, we got Hikaru Shida. She was given a 50-win trophy for being the first AEW woman to accomplish that. Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero interrupted. Very difficult for me to care about Nyla Rose because when I look at Nyla Rose, all I see is AEW's version of Nia Jax. It's not a good feeling.
No, it's not that bad. No.
It's not that bad.
No.
Okay.
No.
It may not be that bad, but that's what I see.
No. I personally don't even think she's bad. I just think she just they have no direction in her booking right now, to be honest. But I would not classify her as bad. Not at all. No.
I'm surprised that they're actually going with Shida in this tournament. I figured that they would maybe do an injury angle and get her out of the tournament and then maybe slide Serena Deeb back in there and Deeb wins the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm liking Deeb. I'm liking Deeb being pissed off about this 50 wins plaque.
Yeah.
And so I want to see her keep coming back to continue to beat her with that damn plaque. She really hates that plaque.
So are we still going with Ruby Soho to win this title? Or are we going with our girl Thunder Rosa?
I've been thinking about Ruby Soho the last couple of days, and her debut was awesome. But when you debut on top and then you stay on top and then you get a championship match, statistically and realistically, there's nowhere for Ruby Soho to go but down.
Yeah.
There's just nowhere for her to go, man. I mean, and it's not trying to sound like, that she's not good anymore, or I don't like her. That's not even the case. I'm still just as much behind Ruby Soho as I was when she debuted. But when you start off as the Joker card, and you get a title match, and then you get a title match with the champion and you lose, where do you go from there to not go down? You can only go down. There's nowhere else to go. So that's what I meant by when I said that Ruby Soho was starting to lose a little momentum. So for me, it would feel like Thunder Rosa would be the natural progression. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, Thunder Rosa revealed in her vlog that she was dealing with a concussion. I'm not sure if that's still lingering. I'm not sure if that's still an issue or if that's a few weeks old. I'm not sure, but it was definitely an issue. I don't know if you put Ruby Soho back up to the top and then have her compete for another title, because what if she loses that one? Now that's really bad.
Well, Thunder Rosa is not suffering from a concussion. She gave, I guess she gave Jamie Hayter a missile dropkick tonight.
Yeah, she came to the ring and did a spot. It's.
Listen, man, don't be watching her vlogs to find weakness in Thunder Rosa's game over here, bro.
I'm trying to find out where she is. Watching the vlog tells me where she is. She's not here, then I'm safe.
Listen, man, if she's coming to Chicago, she's gonna get some taco recommendations, and then I'm gonna tell her where you live. Okay? Keep your mouth shut.
Not funny, man.
Keep your mouth shut, man.
Not funny.
You better fucking buy some new deadbolts for that front door of yours and get the sledgehammer ready.
Justice for LaGreca, bro.
Justice for LaGreca. fucking Dave LaGreca, man. He's guilty in this situation, okay?
Bullshit.
He's got a problem with Thunder Rosa, bro. He's got a problem with everybody.
Assaulted him.
What?
He was at home minding his own business, and she came over and assaulted him.
Bro, his wife invited Thunder Rosa over for dinner, man. It's not my fucking problem that he had to open his mouth.
What was dinner?
She wanted a nice home-cooked meal, bro. She's on vacation.
Beat the shit out of him.
She's on the road.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, the only part I don't agree with was him tied up in the chair, man. I don't like that stuff.
She fucking tied him up and just humiliated him, man. What kind of dinner is that?
Man, listen. Don't open your mouth, man. Don't say anything bad about Thunder Rosa. You're gonna get your ass kicked.
Look, I will keep track on where she is. I will continue to watch those goddamn vlogs, and I will call the goddamn cops if she shows up on my damn block.
Don't be surprised if somebody tips off the cops.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There you go. Anyway, Inner Circle. We got a lot to say about this, but before we get into the Inner Circle stuff, I want to thank everybody in the chat. We got 1,900 plus trending towards 2,000 in the chat. Thank you guys for making us number one in the community tonight. I'm still looking at 790 likes, man. What's going on? There's almost 2,000 people in the chat. There should be at least 1,000 likes on the live stream. So if you guys have not hit that thumbs up, make sure you go and do that. Get your super chats in. Continue to become VIPs, man. That VIP booth is filling up. It's the place to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. So hit that join button down below and become a VIP member of the Off the Script family. And today's show, once again, is sponsored by Audible, audibletrial.com/scripts. Jesse doesn't like to read, so he just told us before he likes the audiobooks better. Go get yourself a free audiobook courtesy of us on the podcast. That's audibletrial.com/scripts. Awesome stuff there. Jesse, the Inner Circle and American Top Team are going to have a big showdown at Full Gear. And they came out to the ring, did the Inner Circle. Jericho, Jake Hager wearing a Braves hat. Shout out to my boy Jake Hager representing the world champs. We got Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara. I was actually contemplating this. Everybody loves Judas. Everybody loves to sing Judas. And this is a question for the chat. I want to see how many people can really give me an answer that's satisfactory to me. if I told you, without mentioning Judas, what your favorite Fozzy song is, I want to see how many people could actually answer that question. So that's your question. That's your homework for the night. Without mentioning Judas, what is your favorite Fozzy song? I got one right off the top. I'll tell you.
I couldn't even name a member of the band.
Oh my God. And then you want to know why I have to have Thunder Rosa beat the shit out of you.
I couldn't even name a member of the band.
Are you serious? Bro, you don't know who their guitar player is?
Why would I? Does he wrestle?
Who?
Right.
Rich Ward is their lead guitar player. He's an amazing guitar player.
Was he on Dark last week or something?
No, he was not on Dark.
Was he the guy that botched Jericho's entrance on TV?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know who that was.
Somebody from Fozzy.
A lot of people are saying Painless. Painless? Sandpaper? Come on, guys, really? Listen, I'm going to throw it out there. From their first album, Crucify Yourself. Go listen to it. It's on Spotify. Excellent song. Anyway, that's my music conversation for the evening. Jesse, before we get into anything here, Inner Circle, we're going to go over what they said. We're going to go over what American Top Team did. I said this on Twitter. I said this to you. The heat that Dan Lambert emits when he's on the microphone, you have veterans in this industry, 10, 15, 20 years, who don't even come close to getting a fucking tenth of the heat Dan Lambert gets. And he got a shut the fuck up chant tonight. Reminded me of old school ECW. Bro, when you get the shut the fuck up chant, I think it's pretty safe to say you're a made fucking heel in the pro wrestling business.
Dude, I remember the first time Lambert picked up a microphone in AEW. I started singing his praises, and most of the people here in this chat all called me crazy. Nah, he was okay. I mean, he was this, he was that, but nothing. He was this. This guy's great on the microphone. He's gotten nothing but better ever since. He's gotten more comfortable. You can see him out there. You can see now. When he first came out, all he did was come out and he just spit everything he remembered, and you can tell. But even doing that, he still had the right cadence, and it still came off well. And you fast forward to now he knows how to work the crowd. Now he knows how to turn and reference the crowd. He knows how to find the hard camera. This guy's getting better every week. Dan Lambert is low-key becoming my favorite promo in the company. This guy's so good.
Yeah, he's excellent. And he brought out American Top Team tonight. He came out and said that he would love to leave this shit-stained city as soon as possible, meaning Kansas City. Sorry to my Kansas City fans out there. You are not a shit-stained city, even though I haven't been in Kansas City, but I feel bad.
Corbin.
Who? Corbin? Ah, fuck Corbin. Fuck your city.
Yeah.
You gave us Baron Corbin? Come on.
Yes, right.
Oh, my God. Or Happy Corbin. What a joke. Anyway, Dan Lambert's out there. Shit-stained city as soon as possible. Lambert came out with all of American Top Team. And Lambert did not like the dipshit chant Jericho encouraged the crowd to start. Lambert wanted to have some respect put on his name. He said that he has a collection of killers. He brought up the open contract. Fans chanted, "Shut the fuck up." Lambert told them to pull up a high chair for Sammy Guevara. Lambert said they get 3 selections from the MMA portion of the menu. He touted that Orlovsky has more wins than any other UFC heavyweight. Says he knows they're proud of Hager's MMA record, but then said he already has a big head. He touted the 2 other guys, lesser-known fighters, who are 16-0 combined in MMA, told Jericho to pick his poison. So Hager said they pick Junior Dos Santos first. He said he looks like Popeye and will drop him faster than his last fight, which only lasted 71 seconds. Santana then said Orlovsky had silly-ass pointy teeth, and he'll find out what it's like when there are no rules and no regulations. And then he told him to bite this. Obviously, you guys know what that means. It's not difficult to figure that out. Lambert mentioned Paige VanZant's husband And VanZant takes the microphone and said she doesn't need a man to fight her battles. She said from the looks of all their tight pants in the inner circle, none of them have the balls to fight her. She said she could take them all by herself. Jericho then said, you want to take all 5 of us on by yourself. Well, that joke certainly writes itself, doesn't it? Maybe you could put it on your OnlyFans page.
Oh.
I love that line. I thought that was excellent. But Ortiz said something in Spanish to Paige VanZant. She said, what did he say? And Sammy Guevara, he takes this pause for a second, and he looks at Paige on the stage, and he said, you're a bitch. That was great. Before I move on with the rest of the segment, Jesse, Paige VanZant held her own incredibly well on promo tonight, and it looks like she may be tailor-made for professional wrestling. Just the way she comes off and she is just carrying herself. She's obviously an attractive female. She's got great promo skills. I would not be surprised if WWE shows some interest in her. I know they have in the past. I honestly think if Tony Khan wants to continue building his women's division, if she's not doing MMA anymore, that he should really give a serious look at Paige VanZant.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. She seems a little bit. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it, but she is good at lobbing Chris Jericho some softball. She kind of reminds me of the dynamic between Jericho and Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
You know, when she just goes out there and basically just sets him up, just set him up and let him knock him down, and then she just, puts on a good heel face when he does it. But yeah, going out there and saying, I'll take on all of you guys and everything else. I mean, she's just setting them up for it. She does seem a little bit uncomfortable at times when the crowd is not reacting at all or not reacting her way at times. She goes into this just weird smiling and like waving at the type deals. And like nobody's saying anything. What the fuck are you talking about? But I could see her growing into the role on the mic and things like that. But she does seem she has a little bit to go as far as reading the crowd. But I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying about her. And she is gorgeous. And the rapport she has with Jericho right now is pretty damn good. The only thing that would make it better if he can form some kind of feud with her husband, and then that's an actual feud that someone can get behind, and then he can always dip back into insulting his wife, which would give more heat to the feud. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I don't know if Tony Khan has an eye on her or not, but I thought she handled herself pretty well here. So obviously all of this led to, and even though it was kind of predictable, you've seen it coming from the beginning portion of this segment, Dan Lambert was the last man picked here of the 3 MMA guys. Obviously, you're going to get Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page with the 3 MMA American Top Team members, one of them being Dan Lambert. And obviously, he set himself up for this. So he's going to be in the match, Jesse. How do you feel about Lambert being there? He's obviously going to be taking some bumps in 10 days. And then Impact, I saw on their Twitter page, actually posted something in regard to James Storm. I'm not a big Impact guy, but apparently he was in the ring with James Storm at an Impact show many years ago. So this is not his first go-around in a squared circle.
I think it's great, and I think it's important, and I'll explain why. There's a dynamic there that a lot of people might not be aware of, and I just mentioned Stephanie a second ago. I got to mention her again here. It kind of sucks. So remember when Stephanie used to come out all the time and she used to get major heat on the microphone because she used to come out and just belittle the baby faces, just bury them on the microphone. And they were not allowed to really do anything back. They could go back, but you can't really do anything. But basically the problem was Stephanie McMahon never got her comeuppance, ever. So Lambert is out there just spitting straight venom on the microphone, and to see him out there now to take some bumps and to give the crowd some of that, great. We finally get to see him get his ass kicked, action. That's going to be really, really, really fucking good for the crowd's payoff, and for him to come out and cut another promo days later or weeks later, because he is willing to go out there and take bumps for what he's saying. I don't know where they found this guy, but he is a gem. He is a nice fucking pickup. I mean, I'm enjoying everything Lambert is doing.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. And like I said before, he's getting heat that most current wrestlers right now would kill for. And that's a beautiful thing to see because it's such a rare occurrence with the way some of these heels come off nowadays. It's either they're too cool and they get kind of a mixed reaction or cheered. Dan Lambert is 100% heel, and he's getting some of the most hated heel reactions that you would love to hear. So kudos to him, man. He's doing a fantastic job. We got Dante Martin, Lio Rush, Matt Sydal, and Lee Moriarty getting into a tag team scuffle here. Sydal said if Dante wants to train with Leo, that's fine. He challenged them to a tag team match with Lee Moriarty being his new tag team partner and protege. Again, ask me when this match is over if I still care. It'll probably be the same answers I gave you 3 weeks ago. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Anna Jay versus Jamie Hayter. This was quick, 7 minutes, but I will say this, Jesse. Anna Jay, nobody expected her to advance in this tournament. It's nice to see Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa. I think that's going to be a banger of a match, given the two women. And I feel, with what we said about Anna Jay a couple of weeks ago, that she needs to be a little bit more intense. She needs to get her timing right. She needs to be a little less timid. I saw today in this match with Jamie Hayter that she was a little bit better, right? A little bit better than what we assessed a couple of weeks ago. And it almost came immediately right at the top when she did that nice forceful headlock. I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking shit I want to see.
Yep, she got better. I was just gonna say that, and she got a little better. She got a little better. I mean, and she didn't go from being terrible to great.
No,
she's all she did was she started closing in on those gaps a little bit that you could tell. It looks like she was memorizing spots, and she would go do a spot, and then she would stop, reset, and think about her next spot, and then go after it. Now she's moving a little bit more fluidly, a little bit more naturally, and her spots are coming together better. The spots themselves still need improvement. There's still plenty of improvement to go on, but you can tell that someone is telling her right where she needs to pick up on and improve at, and right away she's already doing it. So I like that.
Yeah, she applied a Queen Slayer sleeper hold, and Hayter escaped. Rebel and Britt Baker caused an interference here. Baker grabbed Jay's leg. Hayter then hit a running lariat, who was obviously taking advantage of the distraction by Anna Jay here on the outside, or for Anna Jay by Britt Baker. So she got the lariat for the 1-2-3, and Jamie Hayter advances in the TBS Championship tournaments. Baker, Hayter, and Rebel attack Jay. Tay Conti makes the save. She is the number one contender to Britt Baker and the AEW Women's Championship. That match will be taking place at Full Gear. Seeing this card, that's probably the weakest match of the entire show. Still should be good, but nobody is really expecting Britt to lose that title. Thunder Rosa ran out. All the heels fled. Rosa is scheduled to face Hayter in the next round, something that I'm very much looking forward to. So it's nice to see Thunder Rosa back. She did a drop kick on Hayter. The heels retreated. She did reveal that she was suffering from minor concussions coming out of one of her last matches. It might have been the triple threat match with Nyla and Jade on Rampage. So good to see her back in good health. And in this tournament against Jamie Hayter, man, should be a banger of a match.
Oh, yeah. That match with Jamie is definitely going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In more ways than one.
My wife's in the chat. Let's move on.
Let's move on. What do we got? We got Jade Cargill talking about the DBS tournament. Jade Cargill
Big
says
Bird.
She's going to make sure she wanted to really just bring out her inner Becky Lynch tonight, which is not a good thing. Cargill said she's going to make sure she wins short and sweet, and she'll rename the TBS title That Bitch Show. And then Jim Ross, my favorite thing was Jim Ross saying, "Oh yeah, that'll sell." Come on. I mean, they need to
find out where they're going with this.
Yeah.
Because they've lost all momentum with Jade already.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't think she gets past Thunder Rosa, to be honest with you. I think she suffers her first loss in this tournament.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how invested they are into getting her. fast, I mean, because I can see them putting her over Thunder Rosa. Because like I said, I mean, who got Britt Baker? So why not throw her at Jade Cargill?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know.
What do we got next? We got MJF. How could I forget? MJF.
Oh, yes.
He walked out. Shivani said, I got another TBS for you, the big shithead, he says. To MJF. MJF walked out, and he said that when the new names came to AEW, everybody else was sweating bullets, but he wasn't, and neither was Darby. He said they're pillars, and they know that without them, this company doesn't work. He said he and Darby have the it factor long before AEW ever existed. Talked about how the fans cheer for him. He said it's obvious why. He said he reminds them of their successful bosses or ex-lover or brother. I am the symbol of everything these people wish they could be, but simply can't. He said Darby is one of them, a misfit and an outcast. Said he claims to live life with reckless abandonment. It's not because he's too cool for school. It's because he's not a normal functioning member of society. He said the people love Darby because he's just like them. You'll never fit in and you'll never win. Said when Darby loses his patience as soon as he steps in the ring, he becomes a glorified stuntman, which is what Ric Flair called Mick Foley when he was describing what Mick Foley was, a glorified stuntman. He said he's weak, and at full gear, he'll lose. He said he'll be concerned about bettering him, whereas Darby should be worried about beating him, because I'm better than you, and you know it. So he told all the booing fans to shut their mouths just for 5 seconds so he continued to speak. He said he's a better wrestler than him. And he said no one has beat him clean in the middle of the ring because he's just that damn good. He says he's so much better than Darby inside the ring, he could beat him with a headlock takeover. So then Darby finally gets up. He speaks. He said he is an outcast. He's everything that MJF said he was. And at full gear, he's not going to attack him with his skateboard. He's going to keep his composure, and he's going to have a wrestling match, but he's going to let his anger out tonight. MJF asked the fans if that's what they want to see. So he said, too bad. So he started to retreat, and out comes Sting with a legion of Darby fans wearing masks, which I did not really like. All you needed was Sting, really. I mean, Darby is coming from the other end, and Sting coming down the aisleway is more than enough to go up against a solo MJF who was out there without Shawn Spears and Wardlow. So I thought that was a little ridiculous, but we got Darby coming to the ring, and Sting is walking down the aisleway with the baseball bat. Shawn Spears and Wardlow came out. You heard some clanking of steel chairs on the stage. The camera didn't really pick that up. But meanwhile, while that was happening on the stage, Darby and MJF were brawling in the audience. MJF raked Darby's eyes, threw him into the siding and the hockey boards there in the arena. He dragged him back towards the ring, but Darby reverse whipped MJF into the ringside barricade as they brawled back to the ringside area. Darby, with this beautiful fucking camera shot, almost like they were splitting the seas here or parting the sea. You had a whole big camera view of MJF in the distance, and Darby was running, and the camera was right behind Darby. He did this huge clothesline over the barricade to MJF. Really, really great camera work here by the AEW crew. He tossed him back in the ring. MJF fled because Darby was going for the coffin drop, and just like Paige attempting the buckshot on Omega, same thing happened here. Darby was not able to get the coffin drop on MJF as he retreated into the crowd, and Darby stood tall in the ring. Man, if there's one fucking match on this show that I'm really stoked about, it is this one. This is going to be one hell of a fucking match in 10 days.
It is. It took a lot of trust from AEW to the fans. You think about to create that lane and hope no one jumps in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, someone could have came out there, been a shithead and ran into Darby and fucked everything up. Yep. But, the crowd, the fans know, the smart fans know, hey, there's a camera crew here, Darby's here, get the fuck out of the way. Don't get in the way. But these guys, man, I don't know what the outcome is going to be from this. Not too concerned about it. I would love to see MJF get some wins back. But again, like I said, I don't want to see him, trying to go for a world title this year. So maybe an L would help solidify that. But at this point with Darby and MJF, I'm just here for the ride. I want to see take me.
Yeah, this is going to be an awesome match. MJF, again, fucking incredible on the microphone. He comes off as just so... I don't hate him. I'm a bad guy myself, so I appreciate all the fucking heel work. I grew up loving the bad guys in every which way, whether it was cartoons or wrestling, so I appreciate the work that MJF is doing. But as far as him coming off, he actually put Darby over tonight. You know, he came off as a prick like he usually does, but he put over Darby as I would say somebody who goes out there and pretends to be a stuntman, and he gets a pop out of the people. He's a wrestler of the people per se. So he kind of put him over in that way, and I would appreciate a wrestling match from these two. I think they would both tear the house down if given 15 minutes to go out there and wrestle. No hardcore shit, no skateboards, no thumbtacks. I mean, you could introduce some of that stuff anytime you want, but a wrestling match between these two on pay-per-view should be fucking great.
Yeah, you notice how we don't see MJF wrestle too much? Mm-mm. We really don't.
No.
We really don't. We see Big E wrestle more than we see MJF wrestle.
Yeah.
You know, we see two champions, top champions wrestle. We see Kenny Omega wrestle more than we see MJF wrestle. You know, you see top champions, to me, wrestling too much. I remember when I was a kid, man, watching WWF. And I remember never really getting to see Hulk Hogan wrestle. I had to wait till Saturday night's main event to actually maybe see him wrestle, because we never got to see the pay-per-views and stuff like that till he came out on VHS. But it should be that much of an attraction. When I see a commercial that says, hey, this guy's going to wrestle tonight, I should look at it like, holy shit, this guy never fucking... MJF never fucking wrestles, man. When he does, it feels like a big deal. I like, even as jobbers, he was in the ring against a jobber a week or whatever, and it seemed like, wow, it's MJF match. Nice.
You know, you can mention...
As opposed to, why is this guy wrestling this jobber? You know, we never get this, you know, at a pay-per-view, he's got a jobber. Okay, let's see what
happens. Is there anybody... I know Black has been booked perfectly. Miro's been booked perfectly. Brian's been booked perfectly. Omega's been booked great. Jungle Boy, Darby... Has there, and I don't know if we mentioned this on the show before, is there anybody in the company right now that has been more booked perfectly than MJF?
Overall,
yeah.
Overall, probably. Well, look, ask me, and I think he should have won over Jericho. I mean, but that's just a me thing. But outside of that, he's been very well protected.
You may be the only one still thinking about that.
Probably, and I can see that, and I can admit that, you know. But this guy is so protected, man. I mean, he seriously is. He doesn't just... his time out there is not wasted. And that's what's important. If he's out there, it's for a reason. If he's out there to cut a promo, he's going to kill it. If he's out there for a match, it's either going to be a barn burner of a match, or they'll get it out of the way so they can get to the promo they wanted to get to. His time is not wasted out there just going through the motions. I like that about him.
Yeah, and he's a great wrestler too, and they're using his strengths. He's a great wrestler, and he's great on the mic, better on the microphone than he is in the ring. But he does both exceptionally well. And Tony Khan has split his time between the two almost impeccably. So that's a great thing to pinpoint. And you know, it just sets up the fact that the company believes in MJF. The company's going to be eventually going to be making MJF the top guy, and they don't want to give you too much too soon, because that day's coming, and that promo's coming, and that celebration is coming, and it's going to be fucking the best 2 hours of television all year.
Donnelly says Hangman. Hangman has also been very well protected, too.
Yeah. I mean, he's been good. He started off a little rough, but he's been good as well. And
the thing with the Dark Order came off a little unsure, sketchy at some points early on.
Yeah,
but we didn't know what they were doing with them. Is he a part of them? Is he not? He's half in, out. He's a drunk for the most part.
Yep.
The whole stint where he was just an alcoholic just seemed like a lull moment. Like they were just trying to get him to the next peak of what they wanted to do with him, because you just can't be booked on top the whole time. So they put him with Dark Order, and they kept him relevant, kept him in BTE, kept him in storylines, and now they're ready to push him back up, and now push back up. I could see that. Hangman has been very well protected, but I would say MJF is definitely booked better since his inception.
Somebody in the chat said long-term booking. Yes.
Awesome.
That is the key to success here. Long-term booking. I wish WWE would take a page out of that book, but they threw the book away many years ago. They don't give a shit.
What book?
Yeah, what book? I don't know how to read. Yeah. Jesse, your favorite of all time, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is back. He's got his majestic theme. How many fucking variations of theme music does this guy have? Seriously.
They changed it?
Yeah, it sounded very regal tonight with that. He's got his original theme, but it's like a remix of the original.
I honestly hit the mute button when he came out.
Well,
not even gonna lie.
Of course you did. Well, what's the disrespect towards Cody, bro?
I'm not lying. I just didn't want to hear that fucking theme anymore. It's kind of redundant. I turned it back on when he started talking it, but I just didn't want to hear the theme. Did
the promo from last week work? Because he seemed to have this, I guess, it was almost a 50-50 split of crowd booing and cheering. But then when the match kind of rolled on, I would say it was a little more 70-30, maybe 60-40 at best. What did you think of the crowd reaction tonight in Kansas City? Did Cody come out and kind of redeem himself with his promo after last week? Is he back in the good graces of the fans, or is it still something that the fans just say, you know what, just fucking turn heel already?
It's going to be the same thing as it was with Roman a few years ago. It's just going to depend on what city we're in current moment. You know, what was the landscape of the last segment or the last promo that this guy did last week? But more importantly, what kind of city are we in? Are we in a serious hardcore Marktown? Cody they were in Kansas City. You heard some cheers in there. I don't know, man. Go to NYC, go to Chicago, and let me know. It's going to depend on where he is, but I don't think anything's changed since that promo. Not yet, at least. We're going to let him go to a few cities and see what the crowds are saying.
Well, listen, I'll say this about Cody Rhodes. No matter what anybody thinks about him, I'm a big fan of Cody and what he brings to the table here in AEW, especially with the stories he tells and the people that he's in the ring with. This is a regular match with Andrade, and this is this was a fantastic match for the 12 minutes that they went. But you can't deny the importance that Cody Rhodes brings to a match like this with Andrade, with talent like this, like Andrade. It had such a big match feel tonight, and nothing was on the line. And that's the type of emotion that Cody Rhodes is really generating, and I think it makes for a better match. This was great.
Yeah, the match could have a big match feel because he came out to $47,000 worth of pyro. The match was good. And I think the result was right, finally. We got the ending right. The match was good, and Cody didn't bleed. And there wasn't, there wasn't a whole lot of it, I guess. But
Malachi Black was banned from ringside.
There you go. I can't complain too much about it. The match was good. I don't want people to think that I just hate Cody as a wrestler. I don't want to see him, and he has go away. He does not. It's literally at this point, literally the same thing I was dealing with Roman Reigns. I just don't like the way he's being used on TV right now.
Well, I enjoyed the way he was used on TV tonight because this was a great match for the 12 minutes that they were there. Andrade reversed a disaster kick early on by pushing Cody to the floor. We go to commercial break, and we're back from commercial break about 3 minutes in here. Cody hit a power slam, fired up. Crowd was booing. Andrade fought out of a double underhook and landed a back elbow for 2. That back elbow is fucking nasty. That shit comes out of nowhere. Charlotte tries to do it, but she fails miserably at it. Cody reversed.
You gotta step into it the right way. Yeah. Andrade has it down.
Yeah. Cody reversed a corner dropkick with a lariat. Andrade then countered. Crossroads hit a 2 off the 3 Amigos. He did hit the 3 Amigos, but the third one was more of a combination, a suplex into a buckle bomb. After a fight, he hit the third in the corner. Cody avoided a split leg moonsault, laid in some jabs, went for the big bionic elbow, nailed that. Cody went for a figure 4, but Andrade locked himself into a figure 4 on Cody. So he goes for the figure 4, which is obviously paying some respects to Mr. Ric Flair there. Cody eventually flipped over, reversing the pressure of the figure four. Cody wanted to dive, but Andrade's, what's his name? Helper. What's his secretary's name? Marco? What's his name? Edgar?
No.
Steve?
Alex? Oh,
Alex.
No, I'm
Alex?
about the
No.
Bros.
Yeah. The fuck is this guy's? The geek with the glasses and the fucking clipboard. I don't
remember.
I don't know. Whatever. The geek on the outside, his fucking secretary. He interfered here. And then all of a sudden, Arn took him out. FTR rolls out of nowhere because the referee was taking care of this little mess by Arn Anderson here. FTR rolled out from underneath the ring and hit Cody with their belts on. Cody's dive to the outside. Andrade then hit the hammerlock DDT for the
Jose.
1, 2, 3. Jose. Of course his name is Jose.
Oh, come on.
Listen. Andrade wins 1, 2, 3, hammerlock DDT. After the match, FTR and Tully held up Cody. They all beat him down. Arn and Tully faced off. Lucha Brothers ran out, fought off FTR. They looked for the spike pile driver finish. Wheeler pulled Harwood out of the ring before they could execute it. This was great. Right winner. Got a little scuffle between everybody here, selling both of these matches, FTR and Lucha Brothers, Cody and Andrade. More than likely going to involve Pac and Black at the pay-per-view. And listen, can't complain about any of this, man.
Cody didn't bleed.
Cody didn't bleed. Cody lost. Good night.
Yes, we're getting there.
We're getting there. Should be a good tag team match, though.
It will. It will be. I mean, of course it is. I mean, I don't know about you. I don't remember too much aid. I can't remember complaining about any other lately.
No. Why would they?
So there's nothing to complain about wrestling-wise. None.
Johnny Hungy. He was interviewed by Mr. Tony Schiavone. Schiavone interviewed John Silver about facing Adam Cole on Friday. He said he'll face Budge. He said Budge doesn't take their advice. And he said Budge should cut his hair. And Budge should manage the Dark Order. Really playing up the rumors that Bruce Pritchard wanted to cut Adam Cole's hair and have Adam Cole manage Bear Claw Keith Lee. It's great.
Yeah, they're bringing the BTE skits to TV now.
Yeah, there you go. Crowd didn't seem to really know what he was talking about, but that's what you get because people watch BTE and then none of it is mentioned on the show. He said this Friday he's going to kick some Budge ass. Should be a great match. Looking forward to it. Bunny versus Red Velvet was announced for Friday. We got sound bites from both. Red Velvet's probably going to take care of the Bunny. Danielson comes out to sit on the announce desk with the commentary team. He's watching the match between Orange Cassidy and Miro, which went 9 minutes. We talked about this. Not much to it. Miro was brought in as a late replacement for Jon Moxley. Cassidy gave us a couple of close near falls. So Miro and Cassidy actually went to the top rope, and they went crashing through an announce table down below, or the timekeeper's table. Sorry, the timekeeper's table down below. And Cassidy was in the ring. Miro was given a very gracious 10 count to get back into the ring. Danielson said that shows how much the title means to Miro on commentary. Either that or the referee was in Miro's back pocket, one or the other. Cassidy landed the beach break for a near fall. Cassidy charged at Miro. Miro backdropped him, applied the game over, and he tapped out instantly to the game over. Danielson made his way to the ring to stand in front of Miro. He put his hand out to shake Miro's hand, and Miro backs away and said and did nothing. And that was it. We talked about Miro and what it means for Miro to be in this tournament, what we thought about Miro being in the tournament against Bryan, him replacing Moxley in the tournament. We talked about that right at the top. So if you guys missed any of that discussion, you can go and go back and listen to that in the beginning of the podcast. That is it.
Do we get CJ now in this return of Miro?
Possibly. I'm waiting.
Waiting for CJ.
I'm waiting. I think it'll be a great addition to the Oct. Should be good.
Yep.
Anyway, that is your AEW Dynamite review, guys. I appreciate you very much for hanging out with us, making us number one in the community with almost 2,000 in the live chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. We are 80 away from 1,000. So continue to hit that thumbs up, guys. It helps the video out once it publishes to YouTube. We got some super chats to go over. We got some new memberships on the live stream.
Just tweeted.
Who?
Jonah just tweeted.
What did he tweet?
It's a gif of a lock, like a combination, like a padlock being locked, like he's locked down.
Maybe he's an Australian and can't come back to the States.
Locked up a deal. Maybe that could be it. Locked down. Yeah, true.
Or maybe he locked up a deal with AEW.
I heard he was having visa issues.
I think so. I think he's back home and can't make it to the States. But I didn't
what
think
is
they
he
were
trying to
locked
get
down
to?
over there anymore.
What is he trying to get back to? Does he have something on the table that he's trying to get back to?
I don't know. I thought he lived in Orlando. I have no
I
idea.
don't know. He probably had a work visa for Orlando, but if he's not working, can he stay?
Maybe for a short period, but he can't. There's a time given where he's got to go back home if he don't find work.
90 days,
Yeah.
right? Well, I mean, he's working though for that 90 days.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he's too good to just remain a free agent. I don't know where he's going, but whoever gets him is going to be better off for it. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, get those super chats in. Get those memberships in. We're going to start at the top with the super chats. Let's check who we got here. Let me get into the supers. Start at the top here with Edgar. Not Edgar. That was Edgar's 200 on Monday. Thank you again, Edgar. Bartholomew Kuma with a $10 super chat. JD, can you give us a warning before you yell? When you yelled out of nowhere on your Raw review, I jumped out of my chair and almost got caught by my boss. No, I'm not going to give you a warning, Bartholomew Kuma. You shouldn't be watching me at work.
That wouldn't seem very organic.
No.
Okay, I'm going to yell right now.
No.
In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that?
No, come on, bro. You want soft-spoken podcasts? Go listen to Ollie Davis and fucking WrestleGeek. Hollywood Guy, $5 super chat. If Malachi is forming a stable, we have it. Black, Andrade, and FTR. Not a bad stable. No, it's not.
I thought Andrade was going to recruit those luchadors that came out tonight.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because he kept talking about his friends, but he only kept showing Malachi. Who else?
Well, this is a very bizarre stable.
Yeah.
Very different personalities here between all four guys.
It is. So let's see where it goes.
Susan D'Ambrosio with a $5 super chat. I'm glad that Jon Moxley is getting help for his drinking problem. He and his family are in my thoughts and prayers. Thank you, Susan. He is in our thoughts and prayers as well. The Phenom with a Canadian $5 super chat. How would you feel about MJF handing Punk his first loss at Revolution to amplify his heat and then going on to beat Paige at Double or Nothing? Sign me up.
If Punk's gonna take his first loss, that's the kind of guy you do it with.
Yes, absolutely. The Pacifist with a $2 super chat. Yo, JD, break out the champagne for the Atlanta Braves. I had better than champagne last night, man. I had some Wells Banana Bread beer. I had some Omegang 3 Philosophers. I had some Trogs. It was awesome. Justin with a $4.99 super chat. JD, congratulations on the Braves winning the championship. Well deserved. I ordered my championship hat today. I got to get mine. I got to get the hat, and I got to get the t-shirt. Should be awesome. Ricardo, membership, 16 months. Thank you, Ricardo. To Celebration, congrats to the Atlanta Braves and you, JD. Enjoy this one. Lose the All-Star game and win the World Series. Great trade. Indeed. We got a new membership from Zat. Thank you, brother. Enjoy the VIP room, man. What are you drinking? Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. Congratulations on your Braves, JD. I watched because of you. I've seen better AEW shows. Never, ever bad. TK is awesome like you and Jesse. OTS for life. Dynamite was really good tonight, man. We got a great pay-per-view coming up. It's all right if we get a couple of thumbs in the middle shows. James with a $20 super chat to all of the OTS fam. Most of you know my story. Punk's promo tonight hit me hard because it was for me, or had for me, to reach out and ask for help when I needed it. I pray for Mox and his family. Never be afraid. OTS fam, and thank you all. Thank you, man. Hope everything is going well. Zat, you drinking a ginger ale? Can I slip a little something in your ginger ale, bro? A couple of drops of maybe some vodka? Or are you just completely turned off by the alcohol? Anyway. Get this man a ginger ale. Make it a double. J. Ray with a $5 super chat. I extend the sincere congratulations to the Atlanta Braves on winning the 2021 World Series. And to all the internet geeks, JD is a real Braves fan. I had one guy come out yesterday and tell me that Charlotte Flair deserves a congratulations. You're not a real Braves fan. Motherfucker, I've been wearing a Braves hat for the duration of this podcast. What the fuck are you talking about?
What does Charlotte have to do with anything?
I guess she's a bigger Braves fan than I am. I have no idea.
She's a Braves fan now all of a sudden?
I don't know. Maybe. Let me find out that Miss Flair is a Braves fan, man. I might have to change my stance on that. Yes, I am a real Braves fan. Philip Newton with a $4.99 super chat. I'm glad Mox is getting the help he needs. I hope he comes back healthy. He will. It's Jon Moxley. Munchie Time, $19.99 super chat. Fun show tonight. The amount of profanities against Cody in the arena was great. Lost my voice and hyped coming out of my second AEW show, AEW for Life and OTS for Life. AEW puts on a great live show, man. Glad you enjoy yourself.
I'm taking my son to Dynamite on the day before Thanksgiving for his first wrestling show ever.
There you go. And of course, it's AEW.
And that's why I need security from Tony Khan against that savage of a woman that he's employed.
Listen, man, don't let me slip into Rosa's DMs, bro, and fucking reveal this profanity that you're talking about. Okay? She'll notice you in the crowd, man. She'll fucking bypass what she's got to do in the ring to jump the barricade and fucking sleep or hold you right in the aisleway.
That's why I want security. She probably would.
Munchie Time, thank you for the $20, brother. Jerome Rivers with a $4.99 super chat. What's up, JD and Jesse? Just want to give you guys a toast for the good work you guys do every Wednesday night. OTS for life. Thank you, Jerome. Munchie Time with another $1.99 super chat. Prayers for Jon Moxley. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. Brian Miro is an interesting and intriguing match. Should be a classic. Thoughts and prayers to Jon Moxley. Get well and stay strong. J. Ray with a $5 super chat. Sincere prayers to Jonathan Good. Wish him all the best and much support from the AW community and family. Jonathan with a $5 super chat. Question. Is Moxley going to rehab and the Henry Ruggs DUI tragedy somewhat related, or just a coincidence that both happened within the 48 hours? I don't know, man. Who's Henry Ruggs?
The guy who he got into a DUI crash that killed someone.
Oh,
the NFL star. But I don't know. I mean, everything. Look, this is all about Moxley and what was good for him and his family and the timing. He did have his book. His book is about to come out and everything else. So maybe he had other things he needed to finish up before he was able to away.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things to take into account. I mean, he has to set up everything for his wife and his child, make sure they're taken care of while he else. He's got to get his book released. He got commitments to make sure he does before he just. And he seemed like the kind of stand-up guy that wants to honor his commitments before he goes and does off what he wants. So let's see.
Yuri Youngblood with a $1 super chat. I would say thank you, but you're taking tips away from the bartender. Go put it in the tip jar. Brian Bottis with a Canadian $5 super chat. Great Dynamite. Johnny Hungy throwing shade at WWE's awful creative regarding Adam Cole was awesome. Thank you, Brian. Also, he says, prayers for Mox, shit for Vince, Bruce, and Goldberg. OTS for life. Philip Newton with a $9.99 super chat. I can see O'Reilly reforming Red Dragon with Bobby Fish. They both would be a great asset to the tag team division in AEW. And what is he doing with a guy that puts the lotion in the baskets? I don't know, man. I didn't watch NXT last night because I was watching the game, but I heard NXT was genuinely terrible last night. Genuinely terrible. But there was a Tony D sighting. So I may have to watch that for that alone. Underwear Beast with a $25 super chat. I was excited for Mox to destroy everyone in his path, but it's all good as long as he recovers and gets the help he needs. Indeed. And then Underwear Beast becomes a new member in the venue. Thank you, brother. What are you drinking? Bradley Robinette, 101.99 super chat. Congrats to your Braves, man. Fuck the Astros. Guardian of Chaos, $9.99 super chat. Thoughts and prayers, JD. Appreciate you guys. Fair, firm, and consistent. As always, Guardian. Thanks for being here, brother. Raymond James with an 11-month venue VIP status. Thank you, man. His promo last week was very telling in his realization that family came before wrestling. It was. It's actually quite ominous now, looking back at it.
Yeah.
J. Ray with a $5 super chat. Without great leadership or the right logistics in place behind any business venture, you will fail. Ring of Honor has learned that the hard way. Yes, Ring of Honor is pretty much dead as we know it. Philip Newton with a $9.99 super chat. JD, I came from a family of alcoholics. I even have a relative that is an addict and refuses to get help. I'm glad that I never got addicted to alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes. It's an ugly scene. Thank you. Man, I never smoked a cigarette once in my entire life, bro. Never. I never understood it. Never was peer pressured into it. But alcohol, man, that's a deadly vice, bro. I'm glad me and my brothers talk about that same thing. We're all three of us, glad that we did not pick up that certain trait from the family. Yeezus with a $9.99 super chat. Seeing people cheer El Idolo and boo Cody Rhodes put a smile on my face. Enjoyed the show tonight. Wishing Moxley the best. Listen, man, Andrade's fucking great. Why not cheer him? Raymond James with a $15 super chat. Great references by John Silver using our old buddy Bruce and his shit creative ideas about Adam Cole. Thankfully, they were referenced on Dynamite rather than realized on Raw. Yeah, lucky us, for sure, and lucky Cole. Rage becomes a member for 14 months. I appreciate y'all. You guys helped me a lot. My mom is suffering with cancer, and I'm trying to stay positive. JD, you helped me a lot with my depression. Rage, we're here for you. As always. Always here for you. DV Acme becomes a new member in the venue. Thank you, brother. Rage with another $4.99 super chat. WWE is still better. Better than what? Better than what exactly? Drinking?
Gonna get help for that drinking problem.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Give me a nice cold beverage. WWE drives you to do that. Skywalker Club, $4.99. Long Island is also where Bryan Danielson won the Ring of Honor Championship. He's not winning the AEW Championship in Long Island. Pilot Man, 313, $1.99 super chat. Have a great night, JD and Jess. Thank you, man. You too. ASAP King 21 becomes a new member in the venue. What are you drinking, brother? Derek Ingram, $5 super chat. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Derek? Don't call me Jerry. DV Acme with $5 super chat. Angel is only 23 years old and he's already at that level. In 5 years, he'll be one of the top guys in the company, easy. And you got some high aspirations for Alan Angels, bro. Eddie,
I don't know about that, but it has nothing to do with Angels. Only because there are so many guys on the AEW roster that in 5 years could be at the top of it. A lot of them.
Hey, he's great. Let's start him off slow, man. TNT title first.
Yeah.
Eddie Hazard with a $19.99 super chat. I'm straight edge because I come from a long line of grade A alcoholics who destroyed their families and lives and never once asked for help. I have no words to convey how proud I am of Moxley for reaching out. Praise for him. Very, very similar situation with me and my family, Eddie. Chris Morabitu with a $20 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, sorry to hear about your family struggles with alcoholism. I, too, struggle with it. Spending 100 days alone in the pandemic really didn't help. Your vids really helped me, and I greatly appreciate you for that.
A lot of people, the reporters are up for substance abuse and depression during the pandemic.
Yep. Listen, man, we'll be in that sub box. You guys know when to find us. Drew Gilmore with a $20 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse. Sorry I haven't been on here in a while. Catching up with Dynamite now. Praying for my Cincinnati homeboy, Jon Moxley. Alcoholism is no joke. It played a part in my own father's death. Get well, Mox. Sorry to hear that, Drew. Hopefully you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah.
It's always good to see you in the chat. DV Acme with a $5 super chat. Punk said it himself. No one is the best version of themselves in WWE. AEW turned guys that were nobodies in WWE and NXT into stars. And they're going to continue doing that with everybody that comes in. They are NXT 1.0. And better. The Beta with a $19.99 super chat. Hey, JD, I have been absent lately, but I wanted to show some love with all of the hinting from MJF about being world champion. Do you think his next chapter after Darby will be feuding with Hangman and winning the title? Yes. When that happens, we're not sure yet, but Hangman deserves a nice, solid reign as champion.
Yeah.
Jedi Joker 93 with a 6-month membership in the venue. Hey, JD, did you see the troll job by the Bucks today? They tweeted MROW in reference to Owens, Cole, and Bucks, Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Kevin Owens is coming in, bro.
Yeah, nothing like his live promo in the ring saying whether it's 3 months or 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3 months for sure.
I'm pretty sure that was not written by the team.
No.
I wonder if he threw that one in on his.
I wouldn't be surprised. Awful Grim Bones with a $4.99 super chat. Imagine AEW's game. The roster's going to be great. I hope it's crossplay, Xbox versus PlayStation. Hacksaw Jim Duggan with a $5 UK super chat. Can you imagine how good Anna Jay will be in a couple years? Thunder Rosa versus Jamie Hayter will be a great match. Statlander to win the TBS title.
Statlander's awesome.
She is. She should do more promos like the way she did tonight against Ruby Soho. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, she is one that she needs her time to come. And like if it wasn't for the emergence of Britt Baker right now, I don't see why Statlander would not be champion right now.
Jaden Gilliam with 2 $1.99 super chats. Cody's mixed crowd reaction reminds me of Cena. Let's go, Cody. Cody sucks. Pop Culture Asylum with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, great reviews always. Hope treatment goes well for Mox. If anyone can defeat alcoholism, it's Moxley. Silent One with a $5 super chat. Today's my birthday. It's only right I get some love in the venue. Keep it up, JD and Jesse. Jesse, stop hating on Thunder Rosa.
Not remember hating on Thunder Rosa.
Everybody in the chat, give Silent One some birthday cake emojis. I'm glad your birthday fell on a Wednesday, bro, and not a Monday. It wouldn't be so happy at that point. Christopher Elliott with a $2 super chat. All hail the Messiah of the IWC. Who? Wrestle Geeks?
Me?
You.
Me?
Wait till Thunder Rosa gets a fucking hold of you, man. You got more bigger problems to worry about.
Look.
What he says, what's up, Jesse?
Going on, bro? Maybe you should worry about Joshi's showing up at your doorstep.
Who?
You ever think about that? Yeah.
Yes, because I'm afraid of Maki Ito.
See?
Fuck out of here, man.
I hope Riho beats the shit out of you. I can see it right now.
Dude, I could blow out a fucking birthday candle and fucking blow Riho away, bro. What are you talking about?
Riho will kick your ass. Sheeta too.
Fuck out of here. The Undertaker with a $5 super chat. If I were to form a modern day ministry, who should be in it? Bray Wyatt and Malachi Black.
Malachi Black. Yep.
The lotion in the basket with a $5 super chat. Jonah had a WWE visa for work and a 3P day non-compete, or a 30-day non-compete. But his 30-day was over a while ago. He said he was back in Australia trying to come back. There you go.
Oh, that's right. He did have a 30, not a 90.
Yep.
That's right. So, yeah, maybe he might be stuck over there.
Junior Richardson with a $10 super chat. Sorry I missed the show, but I live in Atlanta and we're still out celebrating. Bro, listen, don't... Never mind the show, man. The show will be in your sub box tomorrow, man. Go celebrate. We may not be there next year. Christopher Elliott with a $2 super chat. Congrats to the Atlanta Braves. Thank you, bro. Jeremy Lewis with a $10 super chat. Just made it back from Dynamite and to the venue for Last Call. Was an awesome show to see live, and I'll be basically ringside on Friday flying that OTS banner. Cheers, JD and Jesse, man. Listen, man, who's the geek with the fucking sign, support Wrestle Talk? The fuck is wrong with you people out there, man?
Forget that question. How was the crowd reaction? That's what I want.
The crowd reaction to who?
How was the live reaction for Cody when you were there? Let me know how that was. It's kind of mixed on TV.
Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. Jeremy, I'm looking forward to that sign, bro. I won't be watching this Friday. I'll be watching, but the next Friday I won't be watching because House of Glory will be happening that Friday night. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. If Moxley was in WWE, Vince would use his alcoholism as a promo. I'm glad that Tony removed him. Yeah, maybe. Now, is Vince that much of an asshole? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
But Moxley will come back and use his issue as a promo himself.
Yeah. Gray Man Media with a $2 super chat. What about LF? The New Japan guys joining AEW in 2022? No. There's no factions from AEW joining, New Japan joining AEW.
No. Who sent the super chat about being in the crowd live?
Jeremy Lewis.
Okay, I'm still waiting for him to reply.
Eder Augustamar with a new membership. Thank you, brother. Enjoy those badges. Enjoy those emojis, bro. Tribal Chief with a $2 super chat. Can you see MJF's title reign last longer than Kenny's? Yes.
He said a lot of boos.
Absolutely. Raging Girl Gamer with a $4.99 super chat. Why are you wearing a sweatshirt, JD? It's no way you're cold. Then it wasn't a terrible sweatshirt at that. You need to wear more WWE stuff, mainly Charlotte Flair. Rage, it's 42 fucking degrees. Do you mind?
Both wearing sweatshirts.
I need to wear more Charlotte Flair? No.
Yeah, she's right there.
Jeremy Lewis says it was mixed. A lot of boos.
Yeah, I think it's going to depend on the city. That promo, put it like this. When they came up with that promo and they were backstage talking about that promo, I bet you they all said the same thing. This is going to get you more fucking...
Yeah.
And they said, okay, good, that's what we fucking want. Okay.
Eder Augustamar with a $5 super chat. New member I always watch before bed on Wednesday. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Christopher Elliott with a $2 super chat. JD, you will always be the messiah of the IWC. Will I? Some days I don't feel like it, bro. Some days I don't feel like it. And you know it. With a $5 super chat. Guys, Jesse's heel turn is a work of genius. The microphone gimmick is an original masterpiece. Who in the venue is responsible for this fire creative, he says.
So, look, I have an idea. I think I'm going to go live by myself after like an episode of Dark on a Tuesday or something like that. And the reason for it is just to kind of see some trial and error stuff. I think the mic cutting out is an issue of the stream going from my house to your stream and then your stream to live. Because I think if it was just me going straight to live, I think the mic would not be cutting it or at all.
Listen, man, it's one of those unsolved mysteries. I have no fucking idea what it was, man. I'm hardwired into fiber optic Fios internet.
Well, it's not to say that it's something that we're not doing right. Well, you need to upgrade or this and that. It's just the way that we're doing it. It's just the way that we're doing it. It's unavoidable. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna go live one day and we're gonna see. I think it's just unavoidable just because of the way that we're actually doing the relay of, and the layout of using fucking Discord too. Might be a Discord thing too.
Just blame it on Bruce. Okay?
That works too.
Just blame it on Bruce Pritchard.
I mean, from what I can tell, nobody's exactly jumping out of their seats and praising Discord, so it could definitely be a Discord thing.
It could be. Anyway, listen, guys, we're about to get out of here. I appreciate you hanging out with us on your Wednesday night. I'll probably have an extra tomorrow at some point. The new Call of Duty comes out tomorrow at midnight. I'll be live streaming it as it drops. It's going to be a big day. I appreciate you guys very much for hanging out tonight. Hit that thumbs up. We're over 1,000. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the memberships tonight. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the show tonight. Anyway, Jesse and I are about to get out of here, man. We got our cold beverages about to hit the road, getting the Mustang. I need 2 things from me, man. Number 1, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. And if you got them, I want to see those Mustang emojis. And number 2, once that guitar solo comes on and you hear that sweet sound of Pilot in your headphones, I need that music on max. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow and back live Friday for Rampage and SmackDown. Until next Wednesday, we'll see you guys later.